And welcome to Westside High School, home of the Renegades. Tonight, Video Productions presents exciting high school football. It's the Liberty Raiders from Raleigh County with a record of 1-4 take on the Renegades from Westside here in Wyoming County with a record of 2-2. We welcome you into the Beckley Auto Mall Dutch Miller pregame show with Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on camera, and our stat man Chris Ferris will be joining us by the time we get the game kicked off at the top of the hour. And you know, Eric, we were told all week this was a 7:30 kickoff. In fact, when it came to Westside 2 days ago to get set up, they had told us that it was a 7:30 kickoff, and not until they started to set up the clock and the teams came out did they tell us the game is now a 7 o'clock kickoff, which that's fine for you and I.
Yeah, we got down here early enough to set up and at this beautiful facility, and you and I had a chance to talk. I know we don't complain a lot, but I think all high school football games should start at 7 p.m.
I agree with you, and I think they ought to make it universal because we've had that issue in some places. Everywhere we go, it's been 7 o'clock, and then there's a couple other places the games are at 7:30. And another thing too is I'm looking at the schedules off of the SSAC webpage. As I showed you, Eric, to point it out, Liberty's page says the game kicks at 7. Westside's page says the game kicks at 7:30, but we won't have any confusion when we do put toe to leather and kick the game off at the top of the hour.
Yeah, and long as the coaches are on the same page, which both coaching staffs knew this kicked at 7, so that's why you always said it's better to be early than late, and we got here early enough to get set up and get going.
As we take a look at these teams, kind of headed in a little bit different directions, but Liberty, the visiting team, one win, and they could have had another. They had a really tough overtime loss to Sherman, but we saw Liberty play their opening game of the season. And of course, they were just a little outmatched when they lost 68-0 to Independence, but they got a nice win against Pikeview, 30-6, and then Mingo Central, who's undefeated, going to be a playoff team, shut them out 32-0. But then the game I'm talking about that I think kind of really hurt their year is why they are with the one win. They lost that overtime game to Sherman at home, then lost to Clay County, and really trying to bounce back with the win on the road here tonight.
Yeah, and I think this is a great game for this team to kind of turn their season around and maybe salvage some wins, because as a coaching staff, Maris, as you rattled off those the losses, they were respectable losses. You have two teams that Independence could make the playoffs, defending state champion. A lot of people think that Mingo Central has the team to challenge for the state championship. And you look on down, this is a game where I think these two teams are evenly matched, because on the horizon, with the rest of their schedule, they have a couple of games on that back end that'll be pretty tough for them to win.
And on the west side ledger, they beat county rival Wyoming East 60-6. To a lot of our viewers is the game going on at Mitchell Stadium in Bluefield. That's also on Video Productions, and it's Bluefield against Independence. And Eric, I know it's only the 6th week of the season, but for me, I think that's still in their locker room. Westside going through their final warm-ups. We'll go ahead and take a break and get you ready for the game that's going to kick off at the top of the hour between Liberty and Westside. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football on Video Productions.
Former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate. Every bite better with Pepsi.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Welcome back to Westside High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, getting the game started a little early tonight. We were told 7:30, but that's okay with us. We're going to start early at 7 o'clock, and we want to tell you about the fine folks of Giovanni's Pizza, where we had our pregame meal before we made the trip down here to Westside. Giovanni's Pizza with 2 locations. They have one in Leicester Square on the way to Independence games, but tonight we were coming down through Glen Daniel on our way here to Westside, and we stopped at the fine folks of Glen Daniel, and we had delicious food from Giovanni's. Mamma mia! If you're not Italian going in, you'll definitely be Italian coming out. And Eric, you were saying something going in. It didn't sound like Italian going in, but it definitely sounded like Italian coming out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Great meal, great pizza. The boneless wings were excellent. Was it Miss Stephanie?
Yes, Stephanie. Yes, got to give her a shout out.
Hey, shout out to Stephanie. She hooked us up, and it was a great pregame meal.
Also, tonight's game being brought to you in part by the good folks at Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you're a Amana dealer, Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Well, Eric, once again, we talked about, Westside's been on the field for a while. Liberty came out a little earlier, and they went back in. They haven't come out for a while now. I don't know if they're going to wait till they call them out ready for game time, but I think we're going to be in for a very entertaining, exciting game. We're going to have beautiful weather here tonight.
Yeah, and once that sun set, our viewers need to know this field is under direct sunlight, and once it went down, it became a cool, comfortable, great football weather night.
And Eric, of the many things that I like about this stadium, the one thing I like, and I noticed, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but it looks like the white is much broader or further back. I don't know, instead of being 5 yards, maybe 10 or 12 yards, so you can really see if a player's inbound or out of bounds more on this field than in other turf fields games that we've done.
Yeah, and I think the strip is a little wider, and it's just a great facility, and you can't go wrong with the color scheme. It looks really good.
And we do have some viewers that agree with us, Eric. I'm getting a text because we actually do get a signal down here and got the Wi-Fi here, and saying, yes, they wish all the games would kick at 7 o'clock. And, yes, they're glad that it's a 7 o'clock kick. And, really everywhere we go, the only team that we have covered up to now is at Beckley. When the Flying Eagles, they play their games at 7:30. But Independence, Shady, Liberty, and now here tonight at Westside kick at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and that's that extra 30 minutes, that means a lot. Even if you go in OT, some of those games don't run as long, and I just think it's a good happy medium at that 7 p.m.
Well,
start.
For me, I would think that I realize, depending on how far your away game is, you might have to leave school a little earlier. But I think overall, and I think parents may agree, that, and coaches, and I think everybody involved, maybe administrators would agree, that you'd rather have your kids out earlier and coming back earlier as opposed to leaving a little later and maybe being out much later.
Yeah, all those are factual, because I even have a daughter that's involved in the dance team, and that extra 30 minutes, I mean, it makes a difference. It really does.
Speaking of your daughter, Lexi, she's on the Lassie team at Woodrow, Wilson, and Beckley, and even though they didn't make the trip yesterday afternoon at Preston at 4 o'clock, they were going to, but had that been a 7 o'clock game or even a 7:30 game, and had she had went, who knows what time she would have got home and then had to be at school once again early this morning.
You're looking at 2 in the morning, and that puts me in a bind. I would have had to go get her.
Yeah, that's right, because you will be able to get your beauty sleep,
that's
right?
That's correct.
We know you need that.
I definitely need that beauty rest.
All right, on that, we'll take our final Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame show break, come back and get you ready for the opening kickoff here at the top of the hour between Liberty, who was 1-4, Westside 2-2. We're streaming here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
In fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known. Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
And we welcome you back into the Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame show, and we're about 6 or 7 minutes away from kicking the game off. They are going to kick it off at 7 o'clock between Westside and Liberty. Westside 2-2, Liberty is 1-4. While we got a minute, we want to tell you about the fine folks at Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You work hard for your money just like I did, and when you retire just like I have, you want to be able to turn to a team that can help you look to the present and to the future, and that is with the Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You can call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. Also want to tell you about the fine folks of Leisure Lanes and Johnstown Road in Beckley. They've got what they have their annual Bowloween coming up at the end of October, and you can give them a call and reserve your lane at 304-253-7328. Also for the people in Beckley, that King Tut, the drive-in, had shut down. So now they have picked up a few of their cooks, and they've got some of the recipes of some of the delicious food that King Tut used to serve. They now will be serving at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road, and Beckley. And, Eric, I don't know if I'll go for the bowling, but I'll definitely go for the food.
Yeah, that's always a good time whenever we do venture to the bowl. It's a good atmosphere and great food. I'm down for it.
Well, one of the things, too, Eric, when we are talking about great food, we had it at Giovanni's that we talked about in our last segment at Glen Daniel. And while we were there, there's some Liberty players that are playing in this game.
Has a shoulder and not been released by a doctor, but they're really, really fine with moving over Riley Marty to, from the wideout skill position to the quarterback. He was listed as the backup quarterback anyway, so probably nothing new, probably has taken snaps, but I think they're going to throw a little wrinkle in tonight, and I'll probably give that my keys to the game.
And on the flip side, for Westside, they've got a quarterback, 6'3", 190-pound junior, Caden Vance, and I had an opportunity to see Westside when they scrimmaged Shady back in August. I know that's a game that you missed. You were out of town that particular weekend. That was the 18th of August. And, of course, I'm sure that Westside did not play as good as the coaching staff would hope they'd play that night. But like I said, this is such a big game for Westside because they feel if they can get this one, and like I said, they've got to go to Independence next week. And then when you get past Independence next week, Nicholas County is not having the kind of year they normally have. You have Tug Valley, you have Mount View, both those.
Back to their quarterback being down and rebound tonight and see how they are able to come out and play.
And, Eric, I think this game will definitely be one in the trenches, and I know you can say that about every football game, but I think more so than this, I think both teams really rely on running between the tackles. When we take a look at Liberty's lineup across the board, 185, 246, 275, 200, 206, they got some pretty big guys. And then on the offensive line for Westside, you're talking about they got a guy 296, 280, 282. So both teams have really big offensive lines, and it'll be, to me, I think, which defensive line can hold up against the other team's big offensive line.
Yeah, and, Westside has a couple of guys, pushing, the 300, mark. But that also, you can use that to your advantage if you're Liberty, because sometimes smaller, quicker linemen may be able to get, better blocking positions. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out.
So now I hope that what I'm seeing – now they said it was 7 o'clock. Now they just put 25 more minutes up on the clock, and now the game may actually start at 7:30 because apparently there is confusion because, like I said, we looked at the schedule. The schedule on Liberty says 7 o'clock. They were here prepared and ready to play a 7 o'clock game. The schedule on Westside says 7:30. And I was told by the athletic director, by the way, Darren Thomas and I go way back 40 years ago to our days at Concord, and he told me in person himself when I was here on Wednesday the game was at 7:30. But, Eric, as me and you noticed, they started the clock like at 6 o'clock. They put like 60 minutes on it, and I'm like, I think they're going to start at 7. And when you went down on the field, the coaches even told you 7. And now, as I'm talking, they put another 25 minutes. So I think, as you said, which rightfully so, the home crowd may not be here yet because they're thinking, hey, wait a minute, it's homecoming, and they're going to have some last-minute people. And if you say 7:30 and you think the game starts at 7:30, then it should start at 7:30.
Yeah, and exactly. And, the home crowd, you don't want them showing up going, hey, I missed the whole first quarter, thinking the game was at 7:30. So we'll just have some space to fill. We have a couple games that are going to kick at 7, so we'll be able to check up on some scores and take some much-needed commercial breaks.
Yeah, because you and I have never had a real problem in talking for 25 minutes, have we?
That's for sure.
But, and I'm not saying that anybody's at fault, but you would think, though, right, in a day of communication where there's so many ways in 2023 to communicate that you would not have this where one side thinks the game's at 7 and one team thinks the game's at 7:30, and the fans, the Liberty fans, they thought the game was at 7 and they showed up accordingly. But I think the Westside fans, and once again, as you mentioned, they're still continuing to come in thinking that it is a 7:30 kick, and it looks like it's going to be a 7:30 kick.
Yeah, a lot of them, as we got here early, Maris, and a lot of things were happening on campus here. They had food trucks, homecoming festivities going on, music playing. So a lot of them might be out at the, the little festivities still going on at the tailgate in the parking lot.
Well, the one thing I can say, the fine folks here at Westside have treated us great. Also, I can say that the students or whomever that put these floats together have did an outstanding job. And if we get a minute, we might be able to get our cameraman, Jackie Moon, to maybe zoom in or at least take a look at some of the floats across the way, because they've really did an outstanding job, Eric, putting these floats together for this homecoming.
Yeah, we had a chance to survey them, and it's a lot of hard work went into these floats. There's one from each class.
Yeah, there. I think we're going to try to zoom in on that and let you see it at home.
Yeah, one from each class, and they're themed, and pretty good themes. They're from anywhere from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to, what they call, this is called the burial ground. So they have like a graveyard and a few Liberty things littered in it, with the sophomore class. So it's a lot of creativity.
Yeah, I can give you just a little bit of history about Westside. Like I said, it's a consolidation that happened 21 years ago. It was Baileysville and Oceana. And, of course, the one thing, Eric, and I wasn't really aware of this and found this out, that Oceana is the oldest town in Wyoming County. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we didn't. We found that out today. I was actually with you on the sign, and it said the oldest town in Wyoming County.
Yeah, I did not know that. Of course, one thing about it, and I do know because I've been through the Oceana Baileysville forever and ever, and, Oceana, I know that back in the day they had great boxing clubs, and I know Ed Harless, who ran the barbershop in Oceana, he had great boxing teams. And, of course, he had Don Carter, and who I knew when I was a kid, and I remember Don Carter 50 years ago in 1974 at the Raleigh County Armory in Beckley. He fought John Tate, and John Tate went on to represent the USA in the 1976 Olympics in Montreal. And then, of course, I know that Benny Toller, he's since passed. They call him the Fighting Coal Miner. Him in the battles of Mickey Udy, who also has since passed. Mickey Udy from Sophia, Benny Toller from, they fought 5 times. In fact, my dad refereed 3 of those fights and trained Mickey Udy in another of the 5 bouts. So I was definitely involved in that. And, they've had numerous of really good, talented fighters. And even on the Baileysville side, Bobby Klein, he was a professional fighter from on the Baileysville side. So that's one thing. They've had a lot of tough, talented individuals from this part of Wyoming County.
Yeah, and just all those names you named off, a lot of lineage too, because if you could look over the years through athletes coming up, probably grandkids of those boxers, because you can remember the Tollers,
right,
and the Kleins,
right.
So and that's where it all starts, and you love to see the rich history of that just passed on generations.
And also Tim the Bull Gibson. I can't go without telling about him. Tim the Bull Gibson. In fact, Tim's wife Sherry at one point was the cheerleading coach here at Westside. Of course, I remember Tim Gibson. He fought the National Golden Glove Tournament a couple times, and I remember he trained on City Avenue in Beckley, where I live now. So, and I've known Tim Gibson basically my entire life. In fact, as we were coming through Oceana, I was telling you about, I went to his wedding in 1977. I was telling you about that.
Yeah, you even showed us the
where it was.
Venue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, we are going to be about 20 minutes away. We thought we were going to kick off at 7 o'clock. We are now told that the game is actually slated for 7:30. So we are going to take a break and give us a chance for us to regroup, and we'll get you ready for the kickoff at the bottom of the hour between Liberty and Westside, streaming here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So we came on a little earlier, but that's okay. We're still about 20 minutes away from starting the game, Eric. But there are other games that have started at 7 o'clock. This just isn't one of them.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest games is taking place at Mitchell Stadium in Bluefield between Independence and Bluefield.
And that will be a heavily watched, and, people around the state wants to know what's going on in that game.
And we'll keep you up to date through scores. And one of the things, too, we talked about in an earlier segment, if you missed it, Eric and I both feel that this is really like a playoff game, because you got Independence, who plays only 9 games this year, and they've dropped 2 games already to Oak Hill and to Mingo Central. And if they were to lose tonight and even win out, that would be tough, because right now Independence is not in the top 16 of what you have to qualify in your own class. And if you're Bluefield, you've only got 1 win, And if you lose tonight, you go down to 1-4 because you had a bye week. So that still makes it tough for Bluefield trying to climb out of the hole. They would definitely have no room for error.
Yeah, and this win for Bluefield would they have a AAA win, and this win against, if they could garner a win against Independence, would give them some bonus points and help them leapfrog at least into the top 16 or 18.
Yeah, we've got some really key games as we look moving forward. Of course, obviously this game tonight, and we think that this could definitely have a lot of fortunes to the playoff positioning to Westside, because you got to feel that, I'm not saying that Liberty can't make it, but they've already got 4 losses. Liberty definitely has no room for error the rest of the way, Eric.
Yeah, fighting the uphill battle, but I think this coaching staff for Liberty, Coach Mark Workman and his assistant coaches, I think they're building, trying to build some character, build some, for the future, because a lot of young guys on the offensive line and playing in the skill positions for Liberty.
And we'll see Westside back-to-back weeks. We'll see Westside next week at Coal City against Independence. Then on Friday the 13th, I think in a game that I've been looking forward to it all year, which is going to be a really big game between Princeton and Beckley in AAA, and that will have playoff implications written all over that game.
And the thing with both of those games is sandwiched in between them meeting, they have really, really huge matchups next week. Beckley is going to have to go on the road and play a team that they lost to twice last year. They lost to them in the regular season. We had a chance to do that game. And then they lost to them, in the playoffs. And this team
and you're speaking of Huntington.
And this team is loaded. They just reloaded. They lost their quarterback, but I understand this year's version is just as deadly. So, in Princeton will be hosting a Hurricane team that is coming off a shocking loss a couple of weeks ago. They against George Washington. So that will be a big game for both of those programs.
Then on October the 20th, we'll have Independence against Nicholas County up in Summersville. And then on the 27th, we originally scheduled Shady and Liberty, but we may have Beckley and Oak Hill at Beckley, and that will depend on the outcomes of some of these other games, because the Beckley-Oak Hill matchup, like Beckley and Princeton, Eric, looks like that could have a lot of playoff implications on it as well.
Yeah, because Oak Hill, going into that game, Oak Hill, both of those teams will need a victory in that game, probably just to get into the playoffs.
And then, of course, the last week of the season, the regular season, November the 3rd, we're not sure yet what game that we'll have, if any. Also, that's also the weekend of the state soccer tournament, which takes place in Beckley, which video production has as well. So we've got a lot coming up, and the main thing, we've got to stay in the moment. What we got coming up is this game at the bottom of the hour between Liberty and Westside. We thought we were going to kick at 7, and then they said, no, it's going to be 7:30. So we're going to take another break, and we will get you ready as we're getting closer to kickoff at the 7:30 hour between Liberty and Westside, streaming here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative.
If you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
They was going to start at 7 o'clock. They held it up for you. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe the late arriving crowd. And we welcome you back to Westside. And now I guess we can start playing football, Eric, because the stat man of Statmans is here. Chris Farish is here, and he was letting me know during that last break of how bad the traffic was. And it is a late arriving crowd as it's homecoming here. And that's why Liberty was thinking the game was at 7 o'clock because it's on Liberty's schedule at 7 o'clock, is on Westside's schedule at 7:30. So in the age of what we think should be communication in 2023, there was none, but we're here plenty of time, and in about 5 or 6 minutes, we'll have this game kicked off between Westside, who is 2-2, and Liberty 1-4. While we got a minute, Eric, before we do have the playing of the anthem before the teams, as Liberty's ready to make its way onto the turf, I think you have some scores that you can fill us in on that did kick off at 7 o'clock.
Okay, so we're looking at the AA ranks right now. You had number 1 North Marion on the road at number 6 Fairmont Senior, and Fairmont Senior is on the board early. They're up 7-0 over North Marion. The battle of Scott and Mingo Central, that's Mingo Central coming in at 5, Scott at 4, and Scott has a 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Herbert Hoover is hosting Chapmanville, and Herbert Hoover leads that one 7-0 in the first quarter.
What else you got? You got any in AAA, or do you have any update on independent?
At MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your days. And we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatscity.com.
You have a goal. You know what you
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey
communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation. The LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatscity.com.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
It's 4th down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome...
Hi. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton for delicious food. Make your way to Cracker Barrel, the old country store, as we mentioned, with locations in Princeton and in Beckley. Eric, first of all, the keys to the first half for the Liberty Raiders.
Found some semblance of offense. I got a chance to talk to Coach Montgomery with the quarterback being out and moving, wide out to that is the backup quarterback to the quarterback position. They're going to switch. And you saw him one fusing for a
6'3", 190-pound junior quarterback will bring him up. He'll work from the shotgun. They'll have one receiver to the bottom of the screen, 2 to the top. Here's the handoff. They'll run it up inside, and Liberty's ready for that, but spinning for a yard or 2, and that's about it, as Liberty's front 4 was prepared for that run.
And I think that was going to be on the run. I think that was Parker Lambert, as he was able to pick up a hard 2. Some early pads from Liberty. It looked like they came ready to play tonight.
So the gain is for 2, as Eric told you, out to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Westside. And it'll be Vance working from the gun, which basically he will all night. At least that's what he did in the scrimmage that I called when Westside played Shady. Now here's a last-minute substitution. They'll run twins to each side. Man comes in motion. And now they're going to load the near side. Vance rolls the pocket, throws short. They make the connection, crosses midfield into Liberty territory with the short pass to about the 49-yard line, and that's Colton Lester on the reception.
Yeah, and that was Riley Marty on the tackle, and we had a chance to meet that young man, Riley Marty, at the pregame meal, and he said one thing, Maris, and he said, "You're going to be calling my name a lot tonight," and right now he's proving his point.
So it comes up 3rd down, 3rd and 4 for Westside at the Liberty 49-yard line. There's the shotgun snap. Going deep, the pressure comes, and there's a sack. The ball's out, and I think Westside has recovered it, but that was a nice hit by Liberty as they brought pressure and they delivered the blow and knocked the ball out of the hands of the Westside quarterback, Vance, but Liberty was not able to get on it, and it'll be 4th down for Westside at midfield.
And a great defensive call right there, Maris, because down and distance predicts what? It predicts what the defense can do to you. And Liberty was able to hold them to minimal yards on those first 2 downs and able to bring the kitchen on that play. It looks like they're going to Westside is going to keep that offense out there.
They're going to go for it. The ball's at midfield. They need 5 yards. They got to get to the Liberty 45. Big play here early in the game. There's the shotgun snap. They'll fake the handoff. Vance will keep it himself. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 40 and gets all the way down to the 37-yard line of Liberty. That's a great job by Caden Vance. And he faked the handoff, followed his block, and then picks up a huge 1st down.
Yeah, and what he did was great, and he was patient with his blocking and picked his way. Daggone near broke that for a touchdown, and that was a good play call and a good heads-up play by Caden Vance.
13-yard pickup and a 1st down. They'll move the chains. Clock moving, 9.5 remaining, opening quarter, first drive of the game from the Liberty 37. Here's a running play for Westside, and it might get back to the line of scrimmage. Liberty does a good job stacking the play, as that time the ball carrier for Westside was Parker Lambert.
And that's his 2nd carry of the night, Marison, for 2 carries for 3 yards, and they've been a tough 3 yards. See, but Liberty is playing that real well, but someone needs to really key on Caden Vance, because what you can see now is he's not afraid to pull that and get on the way on the outside if they don't be disciplined on the ends.
They'll roll the pocket to the near side. They had trips. They have a receiver open, and it's caught for a 1st down, knocked out of bounds on the near sideline at the 25-yard line, and that's a nice reception that time by Lester.
Yeah, and great patient play right there by Caden Vance on the rollout as he throws a strike right there to Lester to move the chains.
And we may have an injured player I'm not sure exactly what had happened. As you mentioned, they ran trips to the near side. They rolled the pocket, and now they're going to have to bring maybe the ambulance down. I really didn't see what happened. I'm going to see if we can see it here on the replay, Eric.
Well, it looks like he may have got
Well, it's
underneath.
a coach. It's a coach that's down, right? I don't think that's a player.
Yeah, they went into the coach. You don't see him outside of the screen, but yeah, it looks like he may have fallen. And
yeah, I couldn't tell what happened because, we're not very high up here at Westside, and the bench is right below us, and all the players were standing. Westside rolled the pocket to the near side with the quarterback Vance, and he hit his receiver Colton Lester, who made the catch on the 25-yard line, and then I couldn't tell because I was screened out, but it looks like that's one of the Westside coaches as they bring the ambulance to check on the coach there for Westside. But yeah, I couldn't see it because we just screened out.
Yeah, screened out, and right now we're just going to speculate a little bit, but he may have fallen and maybe hit his head, and probably just going to be, it's better to be more cautious than anything and check him out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they rolled up on his leg and that caused him to fall, and did he hit that little cart, that little gator that was down on the sideline. Like I said, I couldn't tell because the players were standing up. The pass is completed, and it will be a Westside first down at the Liberty 25 let's see if we got the replay.
No, we looked at the replay, and I think we're going to see it at the end, and all you can see is at the very end are his feet.
Yeah, I can't make that out, so they are tending to one of the Westside coaches. I can't even see who it is. They're around him. So while we got a minute, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
And we welcome you back to Westside with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Our stat man Chris Farish is here. Jackie Moon on camera. And the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. And Eric, they brought out a stretcher for one of the Westside coaches on that last completion, which was a 12-yard pickup and a first down from Westside's quarterback, Caden Vance, to Colton Lester. Lester hit the coach, and the coach rolled back and looked like he hit his head on that. And they had a gator down there on the sideline and may have hit the back of his head, and they brought in the ambulance from the far side down here to our left, and it looks like they're going to load him on a stretcher, and we hope whoever that coach is, whoever the person is, obviously hopefully they're going to be okay.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they're going to err on the side of caution.
Yes.
If anything, you want to treat it probably far worse than what it is, and like you said, we're just speculating, but I like the response, of the EMS, the EMTs.
Right, the crew, yes.
The crew that got here really quick, and that's the key, getting them the medical attention he needs.
And also the officials did a great job. They were right on the play as well. When we resume play, it'll be a first down for Westside at the Liberty-Raleigh 25-yard line here on the near side hash. As, like I said, that was a well-designed play. They overloaded the play. They had trips to the near side, and they rolled the pocket with Vance, and he was able to deliver a strike to Colton Lester, who made the catch right before he went out of bounds and right before he ran into the coach.
Yeah, and you said it was bang, bang. That and that's one thing I heard. Aaron Rodgers, he, of course, tore his Achilles. And people don't understand how dangerous it is to be on the sideline. If you're not paying attention, you can get taken out. I mean, legs broken. As you can see, you need to really be on high alert when you're standing on the sideline, the football sideline.
Yeah. So That's why we've got the hold up. They are putting him on a stretcher and trying to get him on to, I guess would be me not having any medical background, I don't know what you'd call that.
Yeah, I don't want you to Barney Fife this one up.
No, so I'm going to leave it to people who know, but, for the people that are home, you're seeing what we're seeing, you're watching it. So the officials are gathered there where they put the ball down, which it is a first down at the 25. And like I mentioned, it's on the near side hash. There's 8:49 remaining opening quarter, first possession of the game. And the offensive unit at Westside down below us are with their coaching staff across the way. Liberty getting their defense together. And looks like we're about ready to resume play.
Score out of Bluefield. Independence up 7-0 in the first quarter.
So that's a big one I know that a lot of our viewers are interested in.
Fairmont Senior 21, North Marion 7, Scott 15, Mingo Central 0.
So they put the coach in the ambulance and waiting for the ambulance to go wherever it's going. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with as to what medical facility would be the nearest, where they would take the coach. And so we had an accident there where he was on the sideline when the pass was completed. The receiver who caught the ball was Colton Lester, and he ran up onto the coach, and the coach got knocked back and hit his head on the gator that was parked right there on the sideline.
And I think what they're waiting on now is the cheerleaders had to move close to the fence because they have to turn around and head back out the facility that way instead of driving around the track.
So I'm not sure if they're going to wait till the ambulance makes its way out before they resume, as Westside is lined up. They do have a first down. They'll run twin receivers to the far side. Caden Vance, 6'3", 190-pound junior quarterback, works out of the shotgun. And as soon as they get the ambulance to go by, we will resume play with 8:49 remaining here in the opening quarter. So we're now ready. But I guess we have, maybe 15 minutes? Something like that, about a 15-minute wait, and here we go. All right, Vance out of the gun. Twin receivers to the far side, puts a man in motion. The power's here to the near side. They're going to run a little cross buck, and they've got room on the edge to the 20, the 15. Gets to the outside of the 10, the 5. There's a penalty flag, I think, that came in. It's a touchdown run by Colton Lester, but I think we got a flag came in right at the end of that play, Eric.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a hold on the edge as we watch the replay right here, and good blocking up to that point. But once the runner gets past, he holds on just a little bit, and there comes a flag.
Yeah, really didn't need to do that because you can see the replay. It looked like Lester was going to score without the hold. That was a nifty little play, but that will take away a touchdown. They'll mark it from the spot of the foul, which came inside the 10. So that will nullify what would have been a Westside touchdown on this opening drive. I'm waiting for the officials to mark it off, and it'll be a first down. It's like I said, they take it from the spot of the foul, and the ball looks like it's going to be inside the 20, closer to the 15. And the chains are not set, and I don't see where the ball is. The official's still standing on the far side. And one of the officials talking to the coaching staff here at Westside. Still a first down at the 17. So it'll be first, and actually going to put the ball at the 18. 1st and 3 from the Liberty 18. Advance from the shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls the pocket, looks to throw. He's in trouble, goes to the end zone, got a man out there and over. Shot him, did he? It's caught for the touchdown.
What a play.
What a beautiful throw. That was Kenyon Runyon that held it in. And there for a minute, Eric, I thought the quarterback Vance was going to overthrow him. And Runyon.
Hands grab. What a snare. Helps his quarterback out right there. Great catch by Kenneth Runyon to put Westside up 6-0 at the 8:22 mark of the first quarter.
That was a beautiful drive. That was a 55-yard drive in 7 plays. An 18-yard touchdown pass from Vance to Runyon, and now the PAT attempt. There's the snap. The kick's on its way, and it is good.
Liberty did everything but block that one.
So with 8:22 remaining here in the first quarter, the first drive of the ball game, your new score, Westside 7, Liberty nothing. We'll be right back after this short break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Westside. Your scoring recap was a 7-play, 55-yard drive by the Renegades. They get an 18-yard touchdown pass from their quarterback, Caden Vance, to the receiver, Kenneth Runyon, the PAT good. And your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Boy, I'd like to have you a nice cold Pepsi right now with 8:22 remaining in the opening quarter, Eric. That was a good-looking drive as Westside takes a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, and that first drive, Westside was able to pick up a key, overcome 2 mistakes, pick up a key first down on the 4th and 5, and then have a touchdown call back, and on the very next play, throw a strike to the end zone. So a good-looking opening drive by the Westside Renegades.
And one of the things I think led to that drive because of where they started on their own 45 and needing only 55 yards to finish the drive. Here's the ensuing kickoff. This is going to be to the up back. He'll take it right there at the 25. That's a nice return across the 40. Liberty's going to have excellent field position out to their 42-yard line.
Well, I still like that deep kick just a little better and get a little coverage on it. And we'll see how that Liberty comes out this for opening drive.
And that was Colton Tolliver on the return for Liberty. So Liberty will have a first down. They have the ball on their own 42-yard line. And they'll have a new quarterback from what they've been using. It'll be Riley Marty. He was a receiver. They've moved him to the quarterback position, 6'2", 168-pound junior. And Marty will wait on the shotgun snap, and it's a snap to the back, and it's a huge gainer to the 40 and gets all the way down to the 35-yard line. That is Bowman, Chris Bowman, who lined up in the backfield, normally a wide receiver, Eric.
And that was, a great direct snap, and Chris Bowman shows some speed right here as he almost tied this game up on the first play from scrimmage.
The ball, they'll put it down at the 35-yard line of Westside. A huge gain, what they call the Wildcat, or in this case, the Raider. The direct snap, yes. So Liberty, once again, direct snap, same play. They'll move the pile forward, and that's a nice gain there for a couple yards once again on the play. That's Chris Bowman, the 6', 162-pound junior.
And as you stated, one of the things that you touched on in the pregame was in the trenches, and right now, Liberty's coming out firing on all cylinders, trying to establish that run in between the tackles.
That'll be a 2-yard gain to the Westside 33. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up. And once again, they look like that they'll just run this tight formation. Bowman is back there. He gets the snap. He'll go right up the gut and then come to the right side. Once again, Liberty doing a good job as they move the pile. Very close to a first down. He might be a little short.
A little short on the mark, and, 3 or 4 yards of carry right now for Liberty. So this is definitely 2-down territory. 3rd and 1. Let's see what they dial up. But what you can't do if you're Westside, you get caught sucked up in this bunch formation, and they hit a little tight end over the middle or something.
They got the ball right about the 25. It's a short snap to the up guy, and that's another first down as Liberty going right up the gut to get the ball down inside the 20 for a Liberty first down.
And that was a great, if we can get the replay on this, Maris, this is a true single wing play right here. As you see, the sleight of hand is snapped to the up back, intercepts. It looked like it was going to the, the deep back, and that was a great play.
They'll put the ball down at the Westside 19. And that'll be another package of downs for Liberty. And they found something with this tight formation, this wing. Here's a little inside handoff, and Westside's ready for that as they shut the play down for literally no gain or maybe a loss back to the 20.
Yeah, and that's what you can't do in a strictly run offense. You can't get behind the chains. Good play by Westside's defensive end as he stayed home and shut that play down. Great tackle in the open field by Colton Lester. And now you get the down and distance, 2nd and it looks like 12. It says 10 on the board, but I'll say 2nd and 12 here.
And here's Bowman with the direct snap, tries to get to the outside, and he's dragged down.
Collar.
That's really good defense. Did they throw the flag? They did.
You
You are all over it, and, you made a good play for Westside, but then you bail them out, and it's going to be a personal foul.
And if you look, Maris, on the replay, instantly he grabbed right there.
Yeah.
That is
no question
classic.
about it.
Classic.
I know there's a reason you're wearing your glasses tonight, right?
Yeah, I had a yep. But we get on the kid. It's just so hard not to do that sometimes.
Well,
you have someone running away from
when
you.
When you run away, you try to grab whatever you can hold on to, right? And now there's the penalty mark off, and with the penalty, that should be enough maybe for a Liberty first down. See, I think plays like that, Eric, ought to come with an automatic first down. It's not an automatic first. Like it's still going to be third down. It'll be third down. And here comes a running play off the left side. That's a good run. That's going to be a first down all the way to the 5-yard line. That's a good hard run. So Westside still remains in front with a 7-6 lead, but that was a good-looking drive for Liberty. We'll tell you about it on the other side of the break.
Brian is running to represent you in the state Senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Hilton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Hilton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Back here at Westside, we take a look at that Liberty scoring drive. That was a 6-play, 58-yard drive. The final drive there was a 6-yard touchdown run. The extra point was blocked. So at this point, with 5:56 remaining in the opening quarter, it's a 7-6 lead. And Eric, once again, you can let me know who scored the touchdown for Liberty?
Yeah, Isaac Williams, and it was a great play, Maris. And if it was hard for us to see, with our view, and they did a good job of executing in that single wing in the first quarter, first drive, excuse me.
Yeah, so each team score on their opening drive, and the difference is that Westside made their extra point, and Liberty's extra point was blocked as Liberty is set to kick it off on the far side hash. 5:56 for the quarter. It's a 1-point lead, 7-6. Here comes the ensuing kickoff for Liberty, and it's going to be squibbed. And once again, Westside's going to get great field position. They're going to start this up over the 40 to about, looks like maybe the 43-yard line.
Yeah, excellent field position again, and let's see if Liberty, they dialed up the heat a couple of times. Even on that pass, touchdown pass on Westside, they were able to flush Caden Vance out of the pocket, but he looks more than comfortable and ready to throw as he was rolling to his right and threw a strike in the back of the end zone to Kenneth Runyon.
Yes, the 43-yard line is where Westside will start this drive. The last time they started on their own 45, and 7 plays later they were in the end zone. So their second possession, 1st and 10 on their own 43, going left to right. 5:54 for the opening quarter, 7-6 the lead for Westside. Out of the shotgun. It's going to be a running play all the way by. There's a nice run, crosses midfield, and going to be very close to a first down. He's going to be a little short, but a nice run by Caden Vance, which was a run all the way to the Liberty 48.
Yeah, just straight quarterback power right there with the lead blocker. And Caden Vance does a good job. He just looks like he's gliding out there. As you stated, he's a tall quarterback at 6'3", 190, and just a low, very good athlete.
And right here, Eric, where the ball is at the Liberty 48, second one, this really opens up your playbook. They may try a deep pass here.
Yeah, passing down right here, and as you can look, at the defensive backfield, but Liberty walks a safety over, so take away the slant or anything like that, and a straight run.
And it's a first down inside the 40, and that's a nice hard run that time by Westside. And that's Walls on the carry to pick up the first down at the Liberty 39-yard line. So a new package of downs for the Renegades at the Raider 39, coming up on the 5-minute mark of quarter number 1. There's Vance. They're going to overload this side, Eric, with trips here to the near side. Vance takes the shotgun snap. They'll roll the pocket. They'll throw short guy to man. They made the connection. It's good. That's the play that's been very effective as they find Colton Lester in the flat and a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, and I don't know how many plays they've run. You keep track of that, but that's the third time they were able to roll out and complete that pass. And you're right. What they're doing is just running, a go, a post, and just something underneath, and it's wide open every time. And I'm the old school guy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Run that play until they stop it.
Yeah, that's a 7-yard pickup on first down, 2nd and 3. They'll overload once again to the bottom of your pitcher. Vance takes the shotgun snap. It's a run all the way, trying to find a lane. He breaks it to the outside, and he's not going to get there. That's a great defensive play by the Liberty player there on the edge.
That would be on the tackle right here, as we look at the replay, defensive end comes up, and that's Landon Lusk at the ninth grader, Maris, 5'7", 185 pounds. I keep stating that this Liberty team is young, and they've taken a couple of lumps early, but all that does is build character, and they're still playing hard, and that's a testament to the coaching staff keeping the guys in it, and he was able to make a great play on second down there.
The loss back to the 34 brings up a third down play. 3rd and 5 coming up. They run trips to the far side this time. They're going to option here to the near side and trying to get to the edge. There's going to be a first down run and more down to the 20 and drag out of bounds. That's a nice run as once again Colton Lester takes the pitch from the quarterback Vance and able to turn it up for a good gain and move the chains for another Renegade first down.
And this is just old school. I keep saying old school because we're seeing two vintage offenses a little bit, plays out of offenses, and that was the old option. Oklahoma and Nebraska made that famous in the 80s and 70s and 80s, Maris, and I think that is a great play call, and I like the structure of both of these offenses right now.
13-yard gain, a first down at the 21 of Liberty. They put a man in motion. Vance takes the snap. They're going to go like a crossbuck on the inside handoff. There's some running room up inside. That's a nice run down inside the 15. Once again, that's Lester with a good run.
Yeah, good run. Colton Lester's been used in the passing game, the running game. Both teams are pulling out all the stops early on in this play calling.
So right now the offenses, as you mentioned, Eric, each team has scored, and Westside on the move again as we're under 3 minutes for the quarter. And right now the defense is might be scratching their head. They're going to have to try to figure something out, how they're going to try to slow the other offense down.
The key is going to be who adjusts to the other's offense, and then that extra point may come back to bite, Liberty later on.
It's a 2nd and 4. Fort Westside at the Liberty 15. They roll the pocket again. Vance looks to throw. He's got a man in the end zone wide open. It's caught for a touchdown. That is a beautiful throw by Caden Vance, and he finds Runyon again in the corner of the end zone here right ahead of the pylon for his second touchdown reception and the second touchdown thrown by Caden Vance.
And right here, if we had that replay, what happens is a breakdown in the defensive backfield, and it was a good play calling, good route running, and the quarterback, Caden Vance, does a good job of keeping the play alive under pressure from the backside, and delivering the pass where only his receiver could catch it.
For the point after, it's up, it looks good, and it is good. With 2.5 remaining here in the opening quarter, your new score is Westside 14, Liberty 6. We'll be right back after a quick break here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Westside. And Eric, I'll tell you, when you look, we always talk about the word efficient, and that's what we use to describe a lot of teams. How's this for Westside? This last drive, 7 plays, 57 yards. They got that 21-yard touchdown pass, the second touchdown connection between Vance and Runyon. How about this, Eric? Westside has run 14 plays. They got 14 points. That is about as efficient as you can get.
And that's what you want. And I said this, both play callers right now are pulling out all the stops. They deep into the playbook, keeping the defenses off balance.
Here comes the kickoff, and that's down to the 15-yard line. Back the other way comes Liberty, and that's good coverage. As that time, that is Riley Marty, and just nowhere to go. And that's what we talked about. Kick it, stay in your lanes, and cover it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm a fan of kicking it deep and just come down disciplined. Even if you come down, not as hard and just keep them in front of you and make the tackle. I mean, I'm a fan. This is the worst starting field position for either team in the first quarter, and it's still near the 30-yard line.
Right at the 29-yard line is where Liberty will have this possession. So right out, this is the 4th possession, 2 already for Westside, which they scored on both of them, and Liberty's had the ball once already, and you're right. The possessions for Westside on their own 45, their own 43, they scored out of both of those. Liberty had it on their own 42 the last time they had it, and now they'll start here on their own 29-yard line with the first down. And it'll be the quarterback, Riley Marty. He'll try to get to the edge. He cuts back inside, now brings it here to this side of the field. He's zigging and zagging, and what a nice run that time by Riley Marty. Did the ball pop out at the end?
The ball popped out, but I think he was clearly down. There was not a whistle, but we'll see how they call it. I think he was down by contact. But, hey, this kid, He's a gamer. You know, anybody that sees you out eating and says, hey, you go call the game, you're going to be calling my name, and he's living up to it right now. That was just a good effort by him.
Yeah, he's about 6 inches shy of a first down. So it's second, and like I said, maybe the nose of a football. That was a nifty run. They'll run that tight formation. This is Bowman, and he'll get the first down as he gets out to the 40-yard line.
I mean, if you watch the war up front, I'm a fan of this offense right now by Liberty, because it's just one of those where we're going to line up, we're going to run it, we're not going to pass it, we're just going to run it right at you, you stop it.
And, you know, if Westside commits maybe 10, 11 guys to the box, then they might throw a pass out of that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's one of those things. You pick your poison. If you walk someone up, you know, they may try, you know, a shot over the top.
So on the near side hash of the 40-yard line, a new package of downs for Liberty, first down. And they're going to roll the pocket, going to throw the ball in the flat. It's caught. And there's a nice gain. That's going to be a first down into Westside territory. That's a nice little play. The ball was juggled by Isaac Williams, but then able to finish after he made the catch.
Yeah, he had the hands of stone that turned into, you know, some soft
soft
touch
hands,
right there.
yes.
But, yeah, as he catches it and he moves the chains. Good downhill runner once he gets the ball. And there's the first pass of the game for Liberty.
And that will go to the right. The first pass attempt coming up on a minute remaining the quarter. It's a first down for Liberty at the Westside 46-yard line. Marty waits on the snap, and actually they give it to Bowman, a direct snap, and Bowman gets inside the 45 for a couple down to the Westside 44. And you know the thing about it, Eric, they're not in any really hurry. They're not really deliberate, but they're not in any hurry either.
Yeah, and the thing is, and it's not 2 yards in the class. They're picking up substantial, you know, ground on the ground. So it's really keeping them the down and distance. The only time that they've had a play being behind the chains was on a penalty.
So it'll be 2nd 8. They put a man in motion. They short it, snap it to the up guy. There's a huge gaping hole right down the middle of the field. Gets all the way inside the 20-yard line. And once again, that was the play that went for the touchdown, and that was Tolliver, the 5'8", 135-pound sophomore.
And this play was actually bobbled. Ball hit the turf, and Isaac Williams was able to pick it up for a big gainer, a huge gainer, for about a 25 to 30-yard gainer on that play.
That might be the final play of the quarter as they put the ball down, let's see, at the 17-yard line, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. What's been a very entertaining first quarter. At the end of one, your score is Westside 14, Liberty 6. We'll be right back after this 1-minute break, streaming here on Video Productions.
Football season is starting, and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important family to families. Quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
This is on the road at Bluefield in what's considered a mid-season playoff game, and Bluefield has opened it up to a 19-7 lead in the first quarter. North Marion, number 1 in the recent SSAC poll, Maris, is on the road at Fairmont Senior, and they've cut the lead to 21-14. Fairmont Senior's up in the second quarter.
Ready to start the second quarter. That last run, by the way, at the end of the first quarter, let me correct myself, that was Isaac Williams on the carry. It's a first down for Liberty at the Westside 16, 14-6. And Eric, what up to this point has been a very entertaining ball game.
Yeah, and we knew it would be. We knew both teams, you know, would come prepared. And right now, Liberty has Westside on the heels with this single wing. A lot of misdirection. You don't know who has the ball.
And that time, I believe it was Tolliver on the carry, and a nice little gain on first down. They'll get the ball down from the 16 down to the 12. They'll get 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 6 coming up. It's a very tight formation, single wing. And the snap, this goes to the quarterback, and it gets down near the 10. The quarterback being Riley Marty, a 6'2", 168-pound junior, and gets the ball right to the 10-yard line.
So, yeah, this is
got a minute, Eric, see if you got some more scores.
Dig into some scores. Let's look at some AAA matchups. Martinsburg on the road at Musselman. Martinsburg leads 7-0 at halftime. This is a battle of teams that we talked about it last night, about 15 miles apart. Willing Park on the road at Morgantown, and Willing Park leads 6-0. I don't even want to give the score, but we must. Cabell Midland hosting Capital, 43-0 in the second quarter.
Well, I was getting ready to try to guess it. I was going to say, you tell me what part of the game they're in. I was going to try to guess the score.
Okay, well, wow. Princeton, Greenbrier East, can you guess this score?
Well, I would think that Princeton would be ahead, but what you're saying, wow, it could be that East might be upsetting them.
No.
Princeton
48.
I would say Princeton's good.
Greenbrier East, nothing.
Yes.
High-powered offense. And I told you, Princeton has a dynamic running back and probably
tremendous receiver.
They're might be the fastest in the state.
Yeah,
I'd have to. I'm telling you.
Well, Eric, we'll see Princeton in a couple of weeks when they come to Beckley and take on the Flying Eagles. We'll see. We'll have that game on Video Productions.
A good game. It will be a good game. Better buckle up your chin strap. Okay, in the AA ranks, while we still have time, Herbert Hoover is laying the wood to Chapmanville right now, and Chapmanville comes in ranked 14th in the latest poll at Herbert Hoover, and it's 28-3. And we had a chance to see Herbert Hoover against Independence in a scrimmage,
right.
And we knew that they had a chance to be pretty good because of their quarterback.
Right, and even after they lost the first two games, they've bounced back really well. So out of the timeout, the injury timeout, Liberty will have it at the 10-yard line. It'll be third down coming up. Third down, and let's see what Liberty will do. They've got to get about 6 yards. So I'm sure they'll use 2 plays in order to do it. They run the ball up inside to Bowman. He breaks a tackle. Bowman spinning and turning, and he falls short of the 5, about the 6-yard line.
It's going to be, 2 yards short?
Yeah, it's going to be a 4th and a few coming up here. And no question, Liberty will go for it, I would think.
Let me squeeze in one more AA score because this is a shocker. This is a shocker to me. Mingo Central, after coming off a big victory, over Independence, travels to Scott, and they're down 29-0.
Wow. So it's going to be 4th down and about 2 right there at the 6-yard line. And they've run the ball up inside. I don't think they're going to get there.
No,
I think Westside's going to turn them away.
Yeah, and bend but don't break right there on that possession. And this defensive possession coming up right here could – decide Liberty's fate. And I know it's early to say that with 10:25, but as you can see, they are a run-first offense, and they can't afford to go down 2 scores here.
Yeah, so Westside turns them over on downs, and Westside will take over. They're backed up deep in their own territory. They'll take over right on the 5-yard line. So obviously this is the worst starting field position for Westside. This is their 3rd drive. They've scored on the 2 previous drives. And 7 plays each, a 7-play 55-yard drive and a 7-play 57-yard drive, and 2 touchdown passes from Caden Vance to Kenneth Runyon. So 1st and 10 on their own 5. It'll be a running play. Off the right, there's some running room. Across the 10, 15 at 1st down and more. All the way out across the 30-yard line, and a huge run on 1st down for Westside.
And now a big gaping hole opened up, on the right side. This is just a basic straight handoff, and I don't see who that is running for Westside. I think that is going to be Colton Lester on the carry. They've moved him around. He's outside in the slot now in the backfield.
27-yard gain for Lester on that play. Liberty takes a timeout. While Liberty takes a timeout, got a minute, want to tell you about the fine folks at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton. They're serving lunch, breakfast, dinner, or I should say breakfast, lunch, and dinner at any time. And when you go to the Old Country Store, Cracker Barrel in Beckley and or in Princeton, either or, we love us some pig. Also want to take the time to tell you about Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you want to dial up Indoor Air, your Amana dealer, at 304-890-2212. So, Eric, let's see if you got a few more scores while we got this timeout going.
Yeah, in the single A ranks, Shady Spring is on the road at Greenbrier West, and they trail 28-7 at halftime.
All right, out of the timeout, after that 27-yard run by Lester. It'll be a first down play for Westside on their own 32-yard line with 10:14 left in the opening half and a 14-6 Renegade lead. Vance from the gun. Got a slot on the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. It's going to be a running play, and they're going to try to get here to the edge, and Liberty's all over that. That was a very slow developing play, and that time Lambert really had no chance.
Yeah, and they, as you stated, the corners from Liberty really shut the door on that slow developing play, and that was a much needed, down and distance right here. I'll stay firm to what I'm saying. I think this is a must-stop possession for Liberty to stay in this contest.
It's a loss of 2 back to the 30. It will bring up a 2nd and 12 play for the Renegades. Beautiful, gorgeous night here in Wyoming County. And Baileysville and Oceana make up the west side. It'll be Vance from the shotgun, twin receivers each side. Vance takes the snap, rolls the pocket, looks, got a man open in the flat. It's caught. That's been a very successful play. It'll be a first down, and they'll get the ball across the 45 up to about the 47-yard line in a new package of downs, and that is Kyler Kenda, the 5'9", 145-pound junior, wide open in the flat here, Eric.
Yeah, and this is the play where they're running underneath, and I don't know where the linebackers are. I don't know who's supposed to be covering that flat, but this is the adjustment that Liberty's going to have to make on that play because they've ran that several times and it's been wide open.
You're right. They've run it a half a dozen times and they've connected. That's a 17-yard catch and run. A new package down for Westside on their own 47. Here's going to be a running play. Liberty's in there to blow that up. That's not going to go anywhere but the wrong direction if you're Westside.
Yeah, but every time that Liberty has, forced them backwards, they're able to get a big gainer on the next play. So this is he held on to the cavalry game, and when they came, they were able to wrestle him down.
That's a 5-yard loss. And what Westside has done, they flood out, looks like that's what they do. They flush out the receivers, run off Liberty's defenders, and then they flood out a guy out of the backfield, and he makes the catch, and it's been open, or they flood the players all to one side, and that has worked. This time they've got twin receivers to each side on 2nd and 15 on their own 42-yard line. Vance takes the shotgun snap, going to set up maybe a wide receiver screen. There's some running room right up the middle of the field. That's going to be a big play inside the 40. Got a first down and down it to the Liberty 31-yard line, and that's going to be Bishop, Austin Bishop, a 6-foot, 140-pound junior on the reception, and a big play for Westside.
And there's one thing that you're doing as you watch this play. This play was set up great. They call that a shuttle screen right here, a tunnel screen, and Liberty's just not able to defend that on the outside. And the one thing that the quarterback for Westside has done, Caden Vance, he has spread the ball. You said a bunch of names, on the end of receptions here in the first half.
They're overloading top of the screen to the trips. They'll roll the pocket that way. There's a man open in the flat again. It's caught. That's another first down the far sideline, and maybe into the end zone. Did he get in? Is he out of bounds, or is he in? Haven't seen a signal yet. I think he's out of bounds at the 5-yard line, but that's a nice play. Once again, Colton Lester got open, and he got a block and went down the far sideline.
Yeah, he was working his way down the sideline to that pylon, and the foot may have went out before the ball touched the pylon, but he had visions of a touchdown in his mind right here.
Yeah, they put him down at the 5. So right now, Eric, on this drive, Westside has went from 5 to 5. This started on their own 5-yard line, and they're 5 yards away from making this a 95-yard drive. And it's been a very efficient drive, and they've been able to hit some big plays in the passing game. 3 big pass plays that have gotten Westside down the field.
And 2 of those pass plays have come after losses. It was 2nd and 12, then 2nd and 15, and they were able to dig out of the hole fairly quickly, and now they're knocking on the door with the 8:07 mark in the second quarter.
And it's going to be a running play. That's a quarterback, Vance, getting to the edge. He'll get there for the touchdown. So what a play, Caden Vance. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns, and now he scores a touchdown. 3 possessions and 3 scores. And, Eric, that was check it out, another 7-play drive. So they've had 3 7-play drives.
21 plays.
21 plays, and if they make the extra point, it'll be 21 plays and 21 points. That was a 95-yard drive in 7 plays. 3 big pass plays is what got Westside down the field, and then the final 5 yards was the run by Vance. And they'll get set to try to tack. The clock never ran. It was 8:07.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, 8:07 when that play started, and the clock never ran at all.
Yeah, and
here's the point after. It's up, and it is good. So the clock is stuck at 8:07 for the moment, but 21 plays and 21 points. You can't beat that. And how about this drive? A 95-yard drive in 7 plays. Your new score, 21-6 in favor of Westside. We'll be right back after this quick break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
I think you're right. I think as we welcome you back to Westside, and Westside, Eric, we had talked about it here in the break. They've got 3 touchdown drives. All 7 plays. They've got 21 plays, 21 points. That was a 95-yard drive in 7 plays. And Caden Vance runs it in from 5 yards out. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing, I'm really mean nothing would taste better right now than a nice cold Pepsi. But, Eric, we talk about efficient, and Westside's been that. 7 plays, 55 yards, 7 plays, 57 yards, and now 7 plays, 95 yards, 21 plays, and 21 points.
And balanced attack, too. They've done it through the air, on the ground. The quarterback's doing it with his arm and his legs. Real tough to defend right now. And I think right now Liberty's kind of on the ropes because the way their offense is, they're not really trying to break a big play. They're just trying to move the ball down the field efficiently.
And Eric, there must have been a penalty on that extra point because Westside is kicking off from the Liberty 45. And if you ever thought about an onside kick, maybe right here where you would do it because you are kicking off on Liberty's side of the field. I did not see a flag and I did not see what the penalty was, but obviously there was a 15-yard penalty on Liberty that will allow Westside to kick it off from the 45, and they're just going to kick the ball deep, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. So Liberty will get it on their own 20. So a big turning point in the game, Eric, where Westside's defense came up big. They stopped Liberty on a 4th down play and took over at the 5-yard line and then marched down the field 95 yards. But the 3 big pass plays of that last drive, and really the passing of Liberty, by Westside is what's hurt Liberty in this game.
Yeah, and they came at, key points on that 95-yard drive every time that Liberty was able to make a play to get Westside behind the chains, they were able to answer.
So here's the snap that goes to Marty. Riley Marty trying to get to the edge, and he's swarmed under, and I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage. I don't believe he did.
Yeah, I think he's going to lose maybe 2 yards, or they may have, slightly 1 yard short of the
line of scrimmage. So it's a 1 yard loss back to the 19, 2nd and 11 for Liberty. (21-6) Westside, 3 possessions, 3 scores. Actually, what's been amazing, 21 points on 21 plays. Here's a direct snap, trying to run the ball up the middle. Now I think Westside may have figured that out, Eric, at least on this possession, as there's nowhere to run.
Yeah, but right now, though, with the 2-score lead, you can pin your ears back and run blitz. And I don't think they were doing that very much, trying to play at home. As you see, they've walked the safety way back. The safety's 20 yards off the ball? 18 yards off the ball to try not to give up the big play, and everybody else is in the box.
Yeah, that's going to lose a yard and make it 3rd and 12 coming up here. And when you are more of a running team, Liberty's only attempted the 1 pass. That really makes it tough when you're 2 scores down and you're behind the chains, as you mentioned. So it's 3rd and 12. They're going to roll the pocket, and it's going to be a run trying to get to the edge. There's some blocking. This is a nice run. Going to be close to a 1st down. He might have it. That's a nice run by Riley Marty.
I think it's going to be a hold, though, down the field.
Is there a flag?
3 flags thrown at the same simultaneously here at the end of the run, if you can see on the replay here, Maris. Right here, you're going to see flags just start flying right at the end of the run. So
let's see what we got. Going to have the hold, as you mentioned. And
it must have been a good one because 3 flags came out, peppered it right where it was at.
And that looked like that might have been enough for the 1st down had it have stood.
Yeah, it was definitely a 1st down.
So that's a huge penalty, and that'll negate what would have been a 1st down for Liberty and take the ball back. Let's see where they're going to put it down. Looks like back to the 15 maybe, waiting for the referee to put the ball down, maybe the 16. The referee actually, it could even be the 17. And I think the 17 is where the play is going to go back to. The line of scrimmage from that play originally was the 18. And it looks like they're going to take the ball back to the 17. Yeah, maybe to the 18. The clock once again. Yep. And now I don't know what we got here. Maybe another timeout. So there's 6:39 left in the half. It's 21-6, and there's a timeout. And Eric, while we got a timeout, let's see if you can update us on some scores. I know people are very interested in the Bluefield Independence game. In our last report, Bluefield was ahead in that game.
Yeah, I have a spotter at home. Big Joe, Joey Covers is giving us the Bluefield score. Bluefield up 26-7 at halftime.
Wow. Over
Independence. I guess Independence took the opening kickoff down and scored, and haven't been able to move the ball after that.
So Independence.
The scoreboard is freezing up.
Yeah, Eric, I was going to say Independence is going to need a huge rally to win that game. And if they don't win that game, Independence will already have more losses this season than the last two put together, and that is really amazing. But that's what happens when you have two Kennedy Award winners, and, it's just hard. Some people think all you got to do is put the jersey on, and that makes you a good football player.
Yeah, but the thing that I really, really look back on, and we've had a chance to talk about it, Atticus Goodson, great player. Judah Price, tremendous player. But those big guys up front paved the way for it. Heck, I think you could have scored a touchdown last year.
I don't know about that. They'd have to give me the ball on Monday for me to get in the end zone on Friday, as I am.
But those holes were so big, you could have.
Well, I might have got there on Thursday. if we played on Monday, I might have got there Thursday. There's a very small gain for Liberty, brings up a 4th down to get the ball out to the 20-yard line. So for the first time in this game, Eric, we're going to have a punt. It's 3 and out, and of course the holding penalty really hurt Liberty on this drive. Clock is turning as it should be. We're coming up on the 6-minute mark of the first half. Liberty's going to have to punt. Their punter, Riley Marty, is standing right there on his own goal line, and I'm not sure Liberty's got enough players out on the field. They're hollering for somebody. They don't look like – and it's going to be a penalty because the play clock's going to run down, and they did not have enough players on the field. So the play clock ran down, but I don't see a flag. So I don't know. So we'll play on. But the play clock ran down to 0. Here's the punt.
Gets out for good.
A real good one. Takes a big bounce. And if you're Westside, the young man looked like he was going to try to pick it up, and the best thing not to do that, don't try to pick it up. And it will have a good field position. Will Westside, as will have the ball on their own 47-yard line. So Liberty had a touchdown, and they lost it on downs, and now they had to punt it away on 3 and out. And now we have a flag as the officials are back down the field seeing what the penalty is going to be. And I'm not sure exactly what the flag is going to be. The flag was thrown there about the 5-yard line. I don't know if there was some contact with the punter or not. Personal foul, as we're told, running in.
That'll be a first down.
That'll be a first down, not because automatic, but because it will be enough for a first down. So that will keep the drive alive, and that's a very mental mistake by Westside, and what a break for Liberty to keep their offense on the field.
Yeah, and a much-needed break for Liberty right here. And now if you're Liberty and Coach Workman, you really want to at least try to flip the field a little more, but 5 minutes to go. Look for them to try to go punch one in here and pull back into this contest.
So some new life for the Liberty offense with the penalty, the ball out to the 30-yard line on 1st and 10. So here's Liberty with it. They'll run the ball. And there's a nice run that time by Riley Marty. And he gets over the 35, maybe out to the 36, maybe the 37. I think they'll put him down 36, a gain of 6 on that first down play.
A big gainer for Riley Marty, and he's a gamer. He's really come to play. And Liberty's sticking to it, man. They just need to get something, going in a hurry here with 4:52 to go in this second quarter.
So from their own 36 on 2nd and 4, Liberty would put some man in motion, and they fumble the snap. And Bowman has to go back on it, and, boy, that really puts you behind the chains. Fumble the snap all the way back inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. That's a huge loss of 12.
Yeah, I think on this play, the spinner back spun, and the ball was snapped, and he had his back to it, which the spinner back does, and in the single wings. So
he was in the middle of his spin.
I don't know if someone was supposed to catch that, but obviously it wasn't him.
Yeah, well, they didn't execute it, and that really makes it a difficult situation coming up on 4 minutes left in the half, 3rd and very long. They'll go empty. They'll roll the pocket trying to throw the ball. They'll throw it short, and it's dropped. It would have been a minimal gain at best, as Williams couldn't hang on to the pass by Marty. The clock will stop on the incompletion, 3:57 for the half, and it'll bring up 4th down, and it'll be punt time again for Liberty.
And if for Westside, their coaches are saying, look, just stay away from the punter.
And going back to receive the punt will be Kennedy. Kyler Kennedy, a 5'9", 145-pound junior. He awaits for the Liberty kick on his own 40. Here comes the kick. It's a low, takes a big hop, picked up there about the 39, gets out to the 40-yard line is Kennedy. So Westside will take over with excellent field position. They've scored on each of their previous 3 drives, and they have 3:47, and they have 2 timeouts left, Eric. So plenty of time and 2 timeouts in their pocket.
Yeah, and look for them. You know, the way they've run that offense, they're going to probably spread them out and try to put some more points on the board in this half.
We may have some more laundry on the field as the fit we do. We have another flag. I didn't see that during the course of the play, so hold the phone here for a minute and wait and see what the call is. It's going to be a block in the back on Westside. And I would think they would take the penalty yardage from where they got the ball at the 40 and move them back from the 40. So instead of starting up on the 40, they'll just back them up the penalty yardage, and that's where Westside will take over. I'm guessing that, Eric. We'll see if I'm correct on that. And it looks like to be the case. I get one right every now and then.
Yeah, you were all over that one, but
well, Chris Ferris told me, that's why I knew. Actually, no, I really knew it on my own. Chris is more like my bodyguard here tonight. He's standing right beside me, and I appreciate the statistician, Chris Ferris, part of our crew, doing a great job, and it will go back to the 30-yard line, Eric. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Westside on their own 30. 3:47 for the half. They got 2 timeouts. Vance out of the gun. They'll run the ball, and they'll break it to the outside and spinning and trying to get away from ball carriers, and he finally does down the sideline. A nice run. That's a nice play by Lambert. Looks like he was going to be tackled for maybe a 5-yard loss, and he was able to break across the 40 and pick up a 1st down.
Picks up a 1st down and took a few hard hits down the sideline as he was picking up that 1st down. This is just effort. Some poor tackling right there by Liberty. You know, they had him for a loss and ended up being a 1st down.
Yeah, 11-yard gain that time for Lambert. So he went out of bounds. The clock stops. 3:35 for the half. And 1st and 10 for the Renegades on their own 41-yard line. Vance from the shotgun. You got twin receivers to the near side. Got a slot. Now they put a man in motion. They're going to hand the ball to the motion man. He'll try to cut it up inside. Cuts it back. Got a nice gain. And before he's stacked up across the 45, about the 47-yard line, that's Runyon. That's a nifty little play, putting him in motion and then hand him the ball.
Yeah, and he cut it up and, you know, straight ahead. Showed a little power on that run.
Yeah, 7-yard gain. Actually going to give him 8 yards out to the 49-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 2 coming up on the 3-minute mark of the first half. And Westside right now, Eric, they got 2 timeouts, so they really don't need to be in any hurry, which they're not. But they're going to run trips to the far side, and they've had excellent success rolling the pocket and throwing to the trips. And this time it'll be a keeper all the way. Vance has a 1st down as he'll get the ball to the 46, maybe the 45 of Liberty, depending on where they put him down at. But a new package of downs for Westside, and they'll put him down right at the 45-yard line on the near hash mark.
Yeah, and what's good about this, they're still holding on to those timeouts.
And like I said, in no hurry. The clock should start now, though. 2:44. I don't know why the clock's not running. The referees are indicated that it should, and now it does.
Oh, this is a new formation. I have a stack out here at the bottom of the screen, Mariners.
Yep. And they're going to roll the pocket with the pitch to the far side. There's running room inside the 40, down inside the 30, and ran out of bounds near the Liberty 25-yard line. That's a nice play. And as you mentioned, Eric, they overstack to the near side, and they run the pitch to Colton Lester on the far side.
Yeah, and this is just a numbers thing. You have man coverage on the outside at the defensive end. Has to play he played the pitch man and just gave up the edge, and that's an easy play to call. Good formation, good coaching by Westside, the way they're utilizing formation and numbers, to dictate the play call.
20-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the 25 of Liberty with 2:10 and counting remaining here in the opening half. Westside has scored on every possession. This is their fourth possession. They've scored on the previous 3. They're going to run the ball and making people miss and trying to fall forward. That's a good run that time by Lester. Colton Lester, he's a nifty little back.
I was going to say, you just took the words right out of my mouth. It looks like they have him, and he's shifty, gets out of it, picks up 3 yards when he should have lost 2.
So down to the Liberty 22. Once again, Westside in no hurry with 1:35 remaining in the half. And actually, Eric, I think they're doing a good job. They don't have to – you might want to be – I don't know about quick. You just don't want to rush, and they want to take their time, and they want to leave Liberty with no time left at the half.
Yeah, and they're comfortable, with what their offense, what they're doing.
So they got twin receivers to the near side at the bottom of your screen. Vance out of the gun, takes the snap to throw. Got a man open down the middle of the field. Caught, touchdown. That's Kyler Kennedy, as he ran a seam route, and that's the 3rd touchdown of the ball game by Vance. His 3rd touchdown pass. He's thrown for 3. He's ran for 1, and with 1:12 remaining here in the half, as Westside has scored again. And the previous 3 drives, Eric, took 7 plays. This drive only needs 6.
Wow, and efficient, and great play calling. I keep saying it, but the safety got moved over, to where they had trips. Man coverage, yes, number 1 caught it, and that was
Liberty's
Kyler
way
Kennedy.
off sides. Liberty had a guy way off sides for the ball snapped. Now, when they move it up, I wonder if Westside will want to go for 2. But right now, Liberty has 27 points on 26 snaps from the line of scrimmage.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that, Mayor.
They've scored on all 4 possessions, 7-play drives from 55, 57, and 95, and now a 6-play 70-yard drive as Caden Vance throws his 3rd touchdown. He has that time he hit Kennedy. He's thrown 2 to Runyon, and now that one to Kennedy, and then he scored the other touchdown. And now they'll line up to try to tack on the 28th point.
And this is the only thing that hasn't been clicking. I mean, they've snuck them through, but a couple of them almost been blocked.
And this one is right down Main Street, up and in. So your new score with 1:12 left in the half, it's Westside 28, Liberty 6. We'll be right back after a quick break here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Westside and another efficient drive. That was a 6-play, 70-yard drive by Westside. The 3rd touchdown pass for the Westside quarterback, Caden Vance. And your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes better than an ice cold Pepsi. But I'll tell you one thing that is as good as an ice cold Pepsi are some of the numbers that Caden Vance has put up, Eric.
Yeah, he put up a perfect first 2 quarters. He is 9 of 9 for 148 yards. And as you stated, 3 scores and 1 on the ground.
Yeah,
that's a ball game for most people.
That's right. 3 touchdown passes and 1 that he ran in. So Westside very efficient. 4 possessions. They've got 28 points on 27 plays.
Man,
here comes the
that
kick.
is a stat.
Yeah, that's a major stat. Here's a big hop across the 20. Nice return out up over the 40. That's a good job by Riley Marty as they'll get him down about the 42-yard line. Liberty still has 2 timeouts, Eric, with 1:05 remaining, and they got good field position here up over the 40.
Yeah.
There's a Westside player getting up kind of
slow.
slow.
But, yeah, I think Liberty's definitely going to try to put something together here, because they're going to be able to receive the second half kickoff. And with 1:05 to go and a couple timeouts, the key is this first down play.
They'll put the ball down at the 41-yard line.
But you can guarantee that Westside is really going to load the box, 8 or 9 players in the box trying to stop this run first offense.
So we'll see what Liberty does on their own 41, 1:05 for the half. They have 2 timeouts, 1st and 10. They're going to run the ball, and that's a nice gain. Crosses midfield, first down into Westside territory. The ball popped out.
I'm pretty sure that ball was down.
Well, apparently not, because he may have been down further upfield, and they're going to put the ball down at the 45. Apparently Liberty recovered it.
The ball was definitely out. I'm sorry. Thank goodness for instant replay. And now Westside, I think Liberty might have recovered it or knocked it out of bounds.
Well, Liberty will have the ball on their on the Westside 45. Clock's running, 45 seconds and counting here in the first half. Be another running play here to the near side, cutting up inside for a couple of yards. But, Eric, this takes a lot of time, and they're going to have to call a timeout, as this time they blow the play dead. Is Marty able to pick up maybe 3 yards? Now Liberty will call a timeout. So that gain will go from the Westside 45. They're going to give him to the 42-yard line, give him 3 on the play. While we got the timeout, Eric, let's see if you can put in a couple of quick scores.
Can I give you an injury update?
Yes, you can.
I just got word from Greenbrier West, and Brady Green again once carted off injured again. And
Boy, hate to hear that.
Yeah, kids had a tough, career. Plays all out, and I just hope it's nothing too serious.
Did they say what type of injury?
Lower leg injury.
Do you have any updates on scores?
It's trying to load.
Okay. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap this one. We'll give you the best we can with scores, because where we're located, I mean, there's at least we got the internet up for the broadcast, and that's the main thing. If we can't give you scores, we can't give you scores. But we will have stats. Chris Farish been very busy with that. So out of the timeout, Liberty has 1 timeout left with 33 seconds left here in the half, 28-6. They have the ball at the 42-yard line of Westside. It's a second down play. And Bowman takes the snap. He's going to run the ball. He's got big yardage. He's got a first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Liberty's got to hustle, Eric, and get up on the ball as they have a first down inside the Westside 35 at the 32-yard line.
It looks like they already got that play called as the chains are set.
From the Westside 32, they're going to have to hustle. 20 seconds and counting. Going to run the ball with Marty Riley. Riley trying to get to the edge. He's only able to get to the 20. They've got one more timeout, and they probably got to take it here. And they will take it here. And, Eric, really with 9 seconds left, you have the ball.
They didn't take it.
Well, they didn't take it. I guess they might have to go to the end zone. And now they spike it. They have 1 timeout left, and they don't take it with 1 second. And they spike it. So now it's going to be third down, and you've got to throw the ball to the end zone here. So they have the ball at the 30-yard line of Westside. And you just got to have maybe a jump ball. And so they're going to overload this side here at the bottom of the screen with trips, and you've got to just have Riley Marty throw the ball into the end zone and hope one of your guys can come down with it with 1 second left in the half.
This a legal formation?
Apparently not. I don't see it snapped. And here's the pass. If they're going to get it off, they will not. The ball's fumbled. It's down on the ground, and the half will come to an end. At the end of the first half, your score is 28-6, Westside over Liberty. We'll take a minute break, and we'll be right back here from Westside High School as we're streaming here on Video Productions.
It's 4th down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but Brian moves! Incredible! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it!
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
On
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Back here at Westside High School at the break, it is Westside in front of Liberty by the score of 28-6. What was in a very efficient first half for Westside. They had the ball 4 times. They scored on all 4 times in which they had it, Eric, and they had the ball for 27 plays, and they scored 28 points.
Yeah, and they did it, like as you stated, so efficiently, and they did it through the air, on the ground. Great play calling, too. I mean, every time they would get a couple yards lost, they would pick up a big gainer, and they just looked really, really patient. As you said, they really were not in a hurry, and they were real efficient with what they did.
So 28-6 is the lead. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the Massey Power Sports halftime show. We'll recap the first half. We'll have stats. Eric will have scores, and we'll do that on the other end of the break. We are at the Massey Power halftime show as you are watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing! Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And we welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. 28-6 is the lead for Westside, and they done it with the efficient offense that they've had. And, of course, Eric's going to tell you the numbers here in a little bit, but I can lead you into that before we turn it to Eric to give you those first half numbers. That I know that Caden Vance was outstanding. He threw 3 touchdown passes and ran for 1 in that first half for those 4 scores. Liberty was able to get 1 score on their possession, their first possession, and then they turned it over on downs, and then they punted, and then the half. But, Eric, you really have more detailed of the numbers of the first half.
Yeah, the numbers of the first half, 288 total yards for the Westside Renegades. And you can't get more balanced as that Westside has been tonight. They have 140 yards rushing, Mariners, and they're led on the ground by 3 running backs with 5 or more carries and 30 or more yards. You have Vance with 6 carries for 30 yards, Lester 5 carries, 59 yards, and Lambert 7 carries and 43 yards, and Vance has tacked on a touchdown. And through the air, they have 148 yards passing, as we stated coming out of the break in the second quarter. Vance is 9 of 9 for 148 yards and 3 touchdowns. He spread it around to 4 wide receivers with 2 or more catches. You know, it's been just a real efficient night for the Westside Renegades. And Liberty, they have 150 total yards, 136 yards on the ground, of course, because they've only thrown the ball twice for 14 yards. And they're being led on the ground by Bowman with 63 yards rushing, and Isaac Williams with 4 carries, 42 yards, and a score.
And, you know, Eric, I know you'll agree with this. One of the things that Liberty, they live on the ground. And the thing is, unless you're getting big chunk plays and getting 30, 40 yards runs, which they didn't in that first half, you're 3 scores behind. You know, you might get a 75-yard touchdown drive, but it might take a lot of time. And now you're 3 scores behind. I think Liberty's going to have to make some adjustments, going to have to maybe open it up just a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, they get the opening kickoff to start the second half, so we'll see what kind of adjustments they make.
We're going to go ahead and take our second halftime break here, the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show. It is it's homecoming night here at Westside High School, and apparently they named the homecoming queen, and apparently to the crowd's appreciation as they really like it. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. Eric will update you on some scores as you are watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert Z. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
every bite. Better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show here at Westside, with Westside leading Liberty by the score of 28-6. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Without the sponsors, this wouldn't happen. At this time, I want to thank the fine folks from Giovanni's Pizza, where we had our pregame meal. Mamma Mia, with 2 locations to serve you in Glen Daniel, where we ate there this evening on your way to Liberty High School, or at Leicester Square in Sophia. Giovanni's Pizza, Mamma Mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. Also, we thank the fine folks of Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up your Amana dealer, the good folks at Indoor Air, at 304-890-2212. Also want to thank the fine folks at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. On March the 28th, it will be Bowloween, and you can call for reservations. They give out prizes, and they also have a lot of gifts that they give away for the best costumes and such, and it's a really good fun family evening at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, 304-253-7328. Also, the fine folks at Cracker Barrel located in Princeton and Beckley, Cracker Barrel, the country store. And last, but certainly not least, are the fine folks from Edward Jones, your financial advisors. You work hard for your money, as I did, so when I retired, just like me, you can turn to the professionals of Edward Jones Financial Advisors. And I turned to Heather Cantley and Wayne Rhodes. You can dial up Heather at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. Without them, these high school games would not be possible. Them and all the other sponsors that you see throughout the course of the ball game. At the break, 28-6 is the lead for Westside. And Eric, you have some other scores around the state of West Virginia on week 6 of this high school football season.
Okay, we'll start in the AAA ranks, and I'll just run down through the ranked teams. Number 10 in the last Poe Martinsburg is on the road at Musselman, Marist, and they lead Musselman 14-0 at halftime. Of course, Woodrow Wilson played Thursday night, went on the road to Preston, and they won that game 50-13. Cabell Midland in the fourth quarter, probably with the running clock, beating Capital 58-6. Roane County, the number 2 AA school, was on the road at AAA Ripley, and they're up 21-0 in the third. Huntington 77, Riverside nothing.
Wow.
Princeton 48, Greenbrier East nothing, and Parkersburg in the battle of a team that I told you I thought would battle back and make the playoffs. And George Washington's on the road at Parkersburg, and they lead that game 9-3 at halftime.
Now, who's ahead in that game?
Parkersburg. No.
George
Washington's
okay.
ahead. And in AA, Independence has scored on their first play from scrimmage in the third quarter as they moved Nelson to quarterback and put Bowers in the slot. So they've cut the lead 26-14 on the Bowers touchdown on the first play of the third quarter. Fairmont is hosting North Marion, and Fairmont is up 41-28. North Marion is the number 1 team in the poll that was released earlier this week. Scott 36, Mingo Central 14, Herbert Hoover 35, and Chapmanville 9. And in single A, we have a couple key matchups. Summers County is on the road at James Monroe, and that's 11 versus number 1. Number 1 being James Monroe. And James Monroe's up 21-0 at halftime. Williamstown and St. Mary's, a battle of number 2 against number 3, and St. Mary's is holding on to an 8-0 lead at halftime.
And Eric, we still got another half here, but right now at the break, 28-6, Westside is in front. Westside had the ball 4 possessions. They scored all 4 times. They had 27 plays from scrimmage. They scored 28 points. So they still have to finish this game, but lurking ahead next Friday, the game that we'll have at Coal City will be against Independence. And what a momentum builder this would be for Westside if they were able to take care of business in the second half, continue what they've done in the first half, and head to that game next week, and especially if Independence somehow is able to rally and beat Bluefield down at Mitchell Stadium. What a game we'll have next week.
Yeah, and this is really not out of the ordinary, because I had a chance to go down and watch Beckley play at Bluefield. Beckley was down 2 scores, and in the second half they really figured it out and aired it out in the third quarter. Bluefield is a team that can be passed on. So if Independence can block a little bit up front, they have a great chance of coming back and winning that game.
And also what I hear from Bluefield, as talented as they are, they may not be as deep as they have been. And when you have to play a lot of players maybe in the second half, that's why a lot of times they've had leads and other teams have been able to come back, as you mentioned, Beckley and maybe Independence tonight.
They have two dynamic players. They have a good team, but Bluefield has two dynamic players. And R.J. Harrison, he's a legit 6'4",
tremendous player.
A tremendous player. But they had to move their best wide receiver to quarterback, and he pretty much Sincere Fields.
Right.
And if you can contain him, don't let him have any big runs. He's not a true quarterback, so it makes it tough passing in the passing game. So look for Independence. If they make some adjustments with that good coaching staff that they have a chance to come back.
Well, we're going to take our final Massey Power Sports halftime break. We'll get you ready for the second half here from Westside. Is at the break. The Renegades, they lead the Liberty Raiders by the score of 28-6. We'll be back on the other end of the break right here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
It's 4th down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but a touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
And we welcome you back to Westside High School. We're a couple minutes away from starting the second half with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter. Mr. Nick Eskins on tap with us, producing and directing. Of course, we have the stat man, the one and only Mr. Chris Farish, and the game was supposed to start at 7 o'clock, and Chris Farish said, I can't get here before 7:20. You got to hold the game up for me, so that's why we didn't start till 7:30. They're waiting on Chris, and then Jackie Moon, our cameraman, is here as well. But that's how much weight that Chris Farish carries, because they're like, wait a minute, the statistician is not here, and we cannot start this game. So
yeah, we need the official score, to come and like you said, bodyguard, official scorer.
Everything.
We needed him to come and make us look gooder.
Gooder. Well, let me tell you this, Eric. Speaking of gooder, what will Liberty need to do in this second half for them to be gooder and to get back into the game?
Find the passing game. You're going to have to find something quick strike to get back in, this first drive. Because time is your enemy right now. And the way you're running the ball, that is working against you. So you need to really you need about a 5 or 6 play quick strike drive.
Yeah, because looking here at the Liberty drive chart, they had a play here or there where they had a nice gain of maybe 10, 15, but they didn't have any really 30, 40-yard chunk plays in that first half.
And all that was probably a testament to the first drive. They really took the ball and drove it down the field, but I told you, usually it takes about a quarter to really figure that, that offense out. And I won't say Westside had it all the way figured out, but they were able to slow them down.
Well, actually, the first 2 drives. The first drive for Liberty was a touchdown. The second drive, they got held at the 5-yard line. Then they had a punt. Then they got the ball back because of a penalty and had a punt again, and then the half. So, really, the first 2 drives were efficient. They scored on one, didn't score on the other. But as you mentioned, Eric, I think that we're about we got 15 seconds on the clock, and hopefully the team will be out, and we'll have a second half going here momentarily. But I think Liberty has to score on this first possession of the second half.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen is both teams will come out and they'll put another 3 minutes on the clock.
Well, that'll give me time to drink this water that I so desperately need.
Yeah, but I really think that Liberty has to go not back to the drawing board, but I'm sure out of that offense they have a few passing plays, and it may have really hurt them now with their quarterback Braden Houck being out with that shoulder injury because – once you lose your quarterback mid-season like that, it really shuffles your offense around.
Liberty making their way to our left, back out on the field. And on cue, Eric, as soon as you said that, they did put 3 minutes back on the clock. So here's what I don't understand, and help me understand this. And I am told, and I need to ask my officials, friends, or the many officials that, Eric, you and I both have, that if halftime is supposed to be 20 minutes, and they put 20 minutes on the clock and they run the 20 minutes down, and teams come back on the field and they put another 3 minutes, then technically isn't that a 23-minute halftime?
It is. Why not just put 23 minutes up?
Or either put the 23 minutes up or
17.
Have them come out at 17 and be ready. So the next time I see, or I might just happen to reach out to one of our official friends and ask them, what is the actual rule? What is that? Because I've seen this here tonight, and I've seen it at other places too, where, like I said, they put 20 on the clock and then they add another 3. So I don't understand that. But anyway, so we are now about 2 minutes away from kicking off the second half. Liberty will get the ball, and Westside, like we said, they had 4 possessions. Westside went 55 yards in 7 plays, 57 yards in 7 plays, 95 yards in 7 plays, and 70 yards in 6 plays. 28 points on 27 plays. Liberty, their first touchdown, Eric, was a nice drive. They went 58 yards in 6 plays. They then got the ball on their own 29-yard line and drove all the way down to the 5 before they lost it on downs.
Yeah, and that was a backbreaker because that was a 95-yard scoring drive for Westside to really distance themselves, and that put it to 28-6, which is our halftime score. I have an update, some excitement brewing up in Coal City.
Or actually in Bluefield.
In Bluefield, but from the Coal City people that are texting me. They scored, Independence scored to cut it to 26-14. Very next possession, Bluefield fumbled, Independence recovered, and Tyler Linksweiler takes off for a 45-yard TD run.
So it's now 26-20?
26-21.
26-21. So, that game, I'm sure, just early in the second half, early in the third quarter. So there's a lot of football still left to be played there. So we're about ready to get the second half started here. Both teams back on the field, and it will be Liberty to get the ball to start the second half. And like I said, this halftime is drug out. And like I said, they put 20 minutes on the clock, and then they add another 3. So technically these halftimes are 23 minutes long. We had this at Beckley last week as well. We had it when we were at Beckley in week 2. You have to refresh in my memory. I don't recall it. Well, of course, the game we had at Shady, we had a lightning delay. We were there 23 minutes or 23 hours. That would have made a difference as long as we were there that night.
Yeah.
But I don't remember in the game that we've done at Coal City at Independence if it's been 20 minutes and then 3 more minutes. I got to pay a little bit closer attention to see what the actual rule is in this, because there are turning out to be 23-minute halves.
Yeah, and you're exactly right on top of it, and minus the Shady game, because it seemed like we were there 2 days.
That's what I said. It seemed like we were there instead of 23-minute half, 23 hours, because we had that long over a 2-hour lightning delay. So there's the whistle, and now they got to get the captains out to the center of the field, get the teams to their respective sidelines. Liberty already out across the way. Of course, Westside's out, but they need to come to the sideline and try to get this second half started. We're almost, not quite, but almost 2 hours into the game, and we haven't even started the second half yet. We're not quite there yet, but we're coming up on about 16 minutes, and we'll be 2 hours into the game.
Yeah, not quite there, and you know, that first quarter ran real efficient. Both in every time quick, the second quarter seems to drag a little bit.
So still waiting for Westside to break the huddle. And actually, I'm just putting it out there, Eric, not really complaining. If it sounds like I'm complaining, I'm not really not. I'm putting it out there. But really, by the time that we actually kick it off, it's almost a 25-minute halftime.
Yeah, I mean, you're not complaining. You're just stating.
I'm just stating the facts, right?
And
if because people ask me all the time, why are these half times so long? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, this is what they do.
They can't blame this on the homecoming court because they were in and out.
Well, we've seen this in other places when there wasn't homecoming. It's they put 20 minutes and 3 minutes, but it seems like it's taken forever now to get the team situated to start the second half. So you've had plenty of time to get the refrigerator and get you a blue can of Pepsi and sit back in. Maybe you ordered from Giovanni's delicious pizza.
Yeah, you need that Pepsi to wash that delicious pizza down.
Delicious pizza. Boy, that's great pizza. And how about them wings? That was a little bonus they gave us.
A little bonus. Yeah. They said
boneless wings. Yeah, a bonus with boneless wings. Yeah.
And I just like the pizza's thin crust. Very not greasy, just.
And got to give kudos to the staff too, how nice they were and how they were ready for us when we got there and how they treated us.
And they were busy.
Really good. They were busy. Well, they had Liberty football players there, the team.
Hey, Liberty players. You had nice coal miners coming in, picking up dinner.
And Eric, I haven't seen this unless they already worked it out. They normally have the captains meet at midfield. They didn't, and we're just going to tee it up because then it might be a 27-minute halftime. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not complaining. I'm just stating the fact that this has been a very, very long halftime. So Westside will tee it up between the hashes there. Liberty will work left to right. And let's see who Liberty will have back. One of the players back will be Riley Marty. He's in the center of the field. And here comes the kick. It's a squibber, maybe an onside. It's going to go out of bounds, and that will allow Liberty to take the ball if they choose to do so, which I think they will on their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, good, excellent field position. And let's see what the Liberty offense and coaches dial up for this second half, because this possession very key to them getting back in the game.
So they're sorting it out, but Liberty can take the ball at the 35 because it went out of bounds. Now the official's up across the 40. I don't understand this, why they're putting the ball. I guess they're putting the ball out where it went out of bounds at. So I guess if it goes, Eric, if they kick it out of bounds before the 35,
you take it
where it goes out, and it went out of bounds at the 42. So that's even better. If you're Liberty, you get the ball on your own 42-yard line with the first down, working left to right. First play of the second half. It's a snap to Riley Marty. Marty trying to go off the left side, and there's nothing there. And it's one thing, too, Eric, if you're making yardage, but when you're not making yardage and you put you behind the sticks and it takes a lot of time and you're 3 scores down.
Yeah, and your offense becomes even more predictable, in that instance, because now Westside can really just have those linebackers pin their ears back, put more people on the line than you can block.
So give him a yard out to the 43-yard line, 2nd and 9. They're going to run the ball again right up the gut, and there's not really any room there. Maybe a yard, maybe the 44, and that's it.
And this could be a quick 3 and out to start the second half.
Yeah, they have the ball right there at the 44, so it's 3rd down. They got to get the ball across midfield. The line to gain will be the west side of 48. So it's 3rd down coming up here. The clock is moving as we're up under 11 minutes for the third quarter on 3rd and long. And it'll be a pass play. They'll roll the pocket, looking to throw. There's a pass play. It's caught for a first down now, and then the ball is jarred loose. There's a flag coming in, and let's see if that will be a targeting foul, because that was a nice job as Bowman brought the ball in at the last minute. He got blown up.
I don't think that's a targeting foul because this is just a good, clean hit. That flag had to happen behind.
Yeah, maybe it's going to – yeah, because I thought that's when the flag came out, but now they're going to say Liberty might have had a man downfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but because the hit was just an actual bang-bang play, good hit, good, clean hit. The Liberty player landed awkward. He had the reception in the ground, didn't complete it through the ground.
Well, there's the call. They had a legal man downfield, and they're going to call an incomplete. Therefore, Westside will decline the penalty, make it fourth down.
Yeah, and a good show of sportsmanship, I must say, by the Westside player. I think that was Parker, Lambert, and as he made the big hit, he made sure that the Liberty receiver was okay.
And the only reason I mentioned targeting, Eric, because the flag came out simultaneously with
did.
the hit. That's the only reason I say that. And I don't even know if they technically have a targeting call in high school.
I don't think we've ever seen it called.
Yeah, I don't think they actually, technically they don't have that. But that's the only reason that I thought that, because the flag came out right at the hit. Here's the fourth down punt as Liberty goes 3 and out on their first possession of the second half. It's a good punt. It'll be taken at the 25, comes to the near side, crosses the 30, 35, dancing around, trying to get to the outside. There's some running room. Get out up over the 40, and that's a nice return of that time by Canada, Kyler Canada.
They're going to give him right at the 45, it looks like, on this spot. Yes.
So that's where Westside will have their first possession of the second half, and they've had excellent field position all night, except that one drive they did go 95 yards on their own 5, but they've started on their own 45, their own 43, as I mentioned, the 5 and their 30, and now they'll start this one, as Eric told you, on the 45. First and 10 for the Renegades. And, Eric, if you're Westside, I'm sure we'll see more of the same what we saw in the first half.
I want to see, and there's one particular play I want to see defended by Liberty, and that is the underneath down and out after
they're going to run the ball. That's a huge gain of first down into Liberty territory all the way down to the 41-yard line. A nice hole, and that time Parker Lambert right up inside of another nice gain.
And the big men up front for Westside right now controlling the line of scrimmage as we watch this replay. Just never a hand laid on him until he's 10, 12 yards down the field.
Yeah, and the ball carrier is shaking up a little bit. That is Parker Lambert, a 6'2", 200-pound senior.
Yeah, and Lambert, he participated in that halftime. He was really fired up. He's done it all. He's carried the ball, caught the ball, escorted homecoming court, lead cheerleader in the middle of everything.
Brought me a bottle of water.
Brought you a bottle of water. Hey, you drank that like that was a cool, refreshing Pepsi.
Well, I'm telling you what, I was very parched, and I needed that.
Oh, I could have shared mine with you.
Well, that's quite all right. I didn't want to take away from you. Anyway, while they attend to the player, Eric, let's see if you can dial up
an update from Bluefield.
Yes.
As my Bluefield game watcher text, Bluefield drove it down and kicked the field goal to extend the lead to 29-21.
Wow, so
a lot of fireworks in the third quarter.
Well, and the still puts Independence within a touchdown, 2-point conversion, still keeping the game right there, keeping it tied.
Yeah, but this is one of those games where we always say the Independence kicker comes into the spotlight.
So now, as you can see, they bring Parker off the field. While they do that, I want to tell you about the fine folks at Leisure Lanes. They have a Halloween party coming up at the end of the month. Bowloween is what they call it. And you can call Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328 to reserve your lane, and they give away prize money, and it's a really good time. And they'll do it on the final Saturday of October. So out of the injury timeout, Westside has a new package of downs, a first down at the 41 of Liberty. 10:21 remaining here in the third quarter. Vance from the shotgun takes the snap, rolls the pocket, looks, throws it short, got a man, it's caught, and that's a nice play. Nice soft touch. Threw the ball high over the defenders, Eric, and Austin Bishop able to go up and get it.
Yeah, and once again, the hot hand of my main man, Caden Vance. He's really impressed me as a quarterback. He's calm, only a junior. Got nice size. Real command of the offense.
The ball will go down to the 37 of Liberty. That's a nice gain.
As I watch the defensive backfield alignment, though, they're setting Liberty up for either a post or a seam right here because as you can see, now they're it's man coverage at the bottom of the screen on 4.
Yeah,
he's wide open.
Beg your pardon, the 32 of Liberty. Here's the throw. It's dropped. You're right, Eric. He was open as they got what they wanted, and Bishop just couldn't reel it in.
They're doing a good job of formation, and this is just, easy pitch and catch. He short-armed it. If he just extends his arm, that's touchdown. That's 6.
Yep, should have been the 4th touchdown pass for Vance. So from the Liberty 32, it's 3rd and short. Of course, you got 2 downs to pick it up. It wouldn't surprise me if they go right back to that play, because they'll have twin receivers to the bottom of the screen, one to the top of the screen. Vance from the gun.
Or quarterback keeper to the right side.
And, Liberty jumped off sides, and it's going to be a first down for Westside. So they'll add 5 yards and get the ball down to the Liberty 27 with a first down.
Yeah. And right now, Liberty just seems to be on their heels, coming undisciplined a little bit, and their youth is showing. I still like this young core of Liberty. They're going to.
Yeah, I think they're going through growing pains now.
They're going to be a good team.
But they are going to be a good team.
Yep.
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen. I like their heart, their spirit. But right now, Westside has just been a very efficient team, and they've scored every time they've had the ball. This is their 5th chance, and they have a first down at the 27 of Liberty, and it looks like Liberty may have jumped off sides, or is it a false start? It'll be a false start.
Right back at you.
Yep, but the difference is, though, Eric, when Liberty jumped, that gave Westside a first down, and now the penalty will keep a first down. It'll be 1st and 15. Do you have some more scores?
Yeah, I'm looking. This is a kind of an upset in the making. Morgantown is hosting Willing Park, and Willing Park comes in the game at 2-2. Morgantown undefeated, and Willing Park is up 26-14 on the road at Morgantown.
They'll roll the pocket, Vance in trouble, and they'll sack him back across the 40. So after they had a 5-yard penalty and put him behind the chains at 1st and 15, now Liberty gets the big sack and gets the ball back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and a much needed sack right there because Westside was really driving and wanting to put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, and this is a big 3rd and 25 here.
Actually, it should be 2nd down because the first down was
Yes, it is.
They
have it. I was looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah. So it's 2nd and down from the Liberty 40. Vance takes the snap to throw. He's under duress, and he's sacked again. Liberty dialing up the heat. And back-to-back plays, Liberty gets in there to sack Vance.
And on the sack, let's give the young man who came in, that was Tommy Goff, 12th grade, a senior, 6', 206, got in, got some penetration, and got a sack as Westside will take a timeout.
While they take a timeout, I want to tell you about the fine folks of Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up your Amana dealer at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. The fine folks at Indoor Air. Also want to tell you about the fine folks at Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You work hard for your money, so when you're ready to retire, you can turn to the financial advisors of Edward Jones. Heather Cantley and Wayne Rhodes. You can call Heather at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. So we're still trying to keep you up to date on other games other than the Bluefield Independence. Our last score of that down in Mitchell Stadium in Bluefield was 29-21. And as you mentioned, Eric, yesterday afternoon, Beckley won big. And Beckley beat Preston 50-13, and then they will take on Huntington. And I think the last score you gave, Huntington was winning 77-0 tonight against Riverside.
At halftime.
At halftime. That's just amazing. And, Eric, I know a lot of people make a lot of things about these games, and they lean to kids transferring. In that particular case, and I think you have to go a case-by-case basis, but in that case, I'm not sure that has anything to do with transfers.
No,
I think Huntington's just that better.
I actually had read an article after
There's
you watched this
pass,
play.
it's connected, and it's going to be close to a first down. That puts a much manageable situation as Kenda hauls in a beautiful thrown ball by Vance.
Yeah, that was a dime thrown right there, and a nice deep in-breaking route. But to touch on what you were saying, I was kind of riding the fence a little bit. You know me, I was talking about the portal, but I read an interesting article that Tyler Jackson, our local writer for Loot Press, wrote. And he delved deep into it. South Charleston, Capital, Riverside have all been in a steady decline.
And St. Albans,
and St.
too,
Albans.
yes.
And that article really enlightened me. Just, I mean, they're already. He said the rich didn't get richer. They might have taken a player or two, but these programs are already on the decline.
Yeah, we'll touch on more of that here after this play. It's a 4th down play. They're going to go for the home run ball. That's going to be over everybody's head. It's almost held in, but I kind of felt, I knew that when Vance threw it, it was going to be over the outstretched arms. And really the penalty is what killed this drive. This is the first time tonight that Westside doesn't score. He had the man out there, just let him a little too much.
Just off the fingertips.
So on downs, Liberty takes over. But go ahead, Eric. Go ahead and continue what you were talking about the portal.
And what he actually stated, on the surface it looks, that maybe it has a little bit to do with it. But I'm still to the point where I think if you're going to make the decision to go, there has to be some kind of – you have to govern it just a little bit. You can't just up because you don't like how the coach looks and you're going to leave. You know what I mean?
Right. And here's a running play for Liberty. And get the ball up over the 30. Yeah, I think there's got to be a medium. I don't think it's just all one way or the other.
Yeah.
I think, and I sure don't have the answer, but I'm just saying.
I don't, but it's good to debate.
Right.
It's good to debate.
Well, and I'm not even sure this is a debate, just more discussing it, because here's the way I look at it. And people, if they can have evidence to the contrary, they can bring this to my attention. But when you see all these big scores, and we've had big scores, maybe not like 77-0 at halftime, but Huntington has been really big and been good for a long time, and Riverside hasn't been as good. I'm not sure you can just say that's the only reason the score is like that is because of the transfer portal. I don't think that's the case. Here's a fake, and they're going to run an end around, and they're going to get good yardage and get a first down, and still going across the 40 as they'll get the ball out to about the 44-yard line.
But I will state this, and this is the only team I'm going to talk and hand pick out of it. I think South Charleston has been hurt by the portal more than any school.
Possibly, because
it has.
Well, here's why I say possibly, and I'm gonna touch this, and because like St. Albans had only 23 players, and 15 of those were freshmen, and a lot of them moved out. So, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not South Charleston, but I'm just saying here's something that you may or may not know.
Yeah, but here's what happened: South Charleston did lose their coach, the guy that was a winning coach there.
Donnie Mazie went to Hurricane. Yeah,
and all of a sudden, half of those players followed him.
Is there's a running play? Well, I've always said this, and I've said this. I think if a coach can get up and go.
And that's not me calling out any.
No.
That's not calling out the coach.
But here's what I always say.
They wanted to play for that particular
Right, and that's what
guy.
I say. I think if a coach can get up and move to what he thinks is a better situation, why couldn't players do it?
Well, I've said that. And I think, it's kind of like college. It's turning to college a little bit.
Right.
These coaches can recruit a kid there, right?
And then they get up and leave.
And fans don't never get mad at that coach, but when a kid wants to put his name in the portal, they want to talk about the kid.
That I don't understand.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm with you totally on that. All right, it's a second down play. And not that you and I haven't or disagree. There's a nice run. I'm just, like I said, I don't have what the answer is, because I'm sure West Virginia is probably not the only state where you have transfers and not the only state to where you have scores like this.
I have a close friend that lives in North Carolina, and they're trying to go to that, which they think will be a detriment to, because there's a lot more private schools in, like a Charlotte or something. They can, those kids can, I can go to that school and live in this district and still go to that school. So, yeah, it'll be legislated again. You'll
third down from midfield, and that's a nice run. That's going to be a first down. Nice run by the quarterback there of Riley Marty. But like I said, I certainly don't have the answers. I don't know what, because, we're seeing it, Eric, on every level, and we're seeing it in every sport throughout West Virginia, and especially when the legislature got involved and made it actually legal to do without setting out. So as long as it's legal, I guess there's really nothing anybody can really do about it.
That's true, but I think there should be just a little more weight to the decision. Like, you got to set out something. Back in my day, in our day, you had to set out. I ain't saying set out a whole year, but you have to set out a semester or something.
Yeah.
Because you have dual sports people, and that'll change that a little bit, because if you have to miss half a basketball season just because you wanted to play football, I mean.
Well, and like I said, I'm not calling anybody up, but we've had situations where, and I'll just say this, J.R. House, who the third base coach of the Cincinnati Reds, he played football for Nitro and played baseball in Florida.
Yeah.
And then he came back,
It's been going on for years, have two residents.
Yeah, and there's a run inside the 40. And that's one thing, even though Liberty it's been a efficient drive, it's taken a lot of time.
Yeah, chewing the clock. Tick, 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 tick,
well,
tick.
Once again, Eric, like I said, I don't think what you and I are really doing a debate. We're just bringing up points. I certainly don't have the answer.
We don't have the answer.
The only thing that I will say, and I have said, and I would say this, and Video Productions has given you and I the platform, that I just feel that, well, number one, if it's legal, and then you can do it, obviously. But I think that players should not be held to a different standard than coaches or teachers or administrators. If an administrator or a coach or an athletic director or anybody else in that school can get up and leave without consequence, then I think players should be able to do that as well.
Yep. Yeah, I'm all for the player having the power to do what's best for him.
I think they should have the freedom, because obviously you as a coach or as administrator, you might get a job closer to your house or a better situation for you and your family, so it might be a better situation for that player. I think that if the coach can do it, or if, like I said, administrators can do it, players should be able to do it as well. Here's a first down it's a fourth down. And it's going to be a first down now. That's a good, hard run inside the 20 as they get the ball down inside the 15-yard line. The ball came out at the end of the play, but he was already down, and that's going to be a nice gain inside the 15 and get the ball all the way down to the 14 of Westside.
Okay, Maris, my phone, I'm finally hooked up to the Wi-Fi, so I have a text coming in, and four of our fans in Virginia Beach said you need to shout them out, and you know who they are.
All right, I'll shout them out. I know that Regina Thomas, we had Regina on at halftime a couple weeks ago. We'll have her on at halftime here in a couple of weeks. So we want to shout out to Regina. We'll get out. Hold on, we got another play, and then we'll shout out to the rest. Here's a run, and cutting the ball up inside will be Marty. Also, we have Regina's mom and your mother-in-law there, Delilah. We'll get a shout out to her. So that takes care of the Thomas side. And then Mrs. Andrea Jones. And
her lovely mother.
Kathy, how about that? So, Kathy, how you doing? Andy, hope you're doing well at Virginia Beach. Hope you're dipping your toes in the ocean a little bit. Water's probably cold still this time of year.
Hey, those four ladies just seem like they're having fun, though.
Not seeming, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they are. You get those ladies together, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, just tell Andy and Regina that we have blue cans, and the blue cans we have are Pepsi. There's a running play to the far side, and it's going to be a run out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
And that actually helped Liberty. But as you stated, Maris, look, this drive has taken about 7 minutes off of the clock.
Well, we're coming up on the 10th play of the drive. It'll be third down coming up for Liberty. But we appreciate people watching from wherever they watch. Appreciate the women down there at Virginia Beach, that they're not out on the town on a Friday night. They're actually watching the football game. We appreciate that. Thank you. All right, here's a third down play. The clock stopped because the runner went out of bounds. They get a direct snap up in.
Siding and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
And we welcome you back to Westside as we head to the final quarter. Eric, no scoring in that third quarter. And like we talked about, that third quarter really went by quick because Liberty ran 11 plays, took up almost 7 minutes, but came away empty. And now it's a fourth down play. And for the first time tonight, it looks like we will have a punt from Westside.
Yeah, and Liberty did what they needed to do, turn them over on downs, got the ball, but unable to punch it in. So now they're still in that 28-6 hole in the final 12 minutes of the game.
So it's going to bring up 4th and 3. Westside is set to punt, and they need to put 12 minutes on the clock. It's at 0. They need to fix that. And they'll punt from their own end zone. And we are ready for the first play of the fourth quarter. Vance will take the snap, and it's going to be a short punt. and it's going to go out of bounds, or maybe not out of bounds, but still it's going to take a Liberty roll. So Liberty, well, now then it turns, as soon as I say that, it turns like a backspin and takes a Westside roll. But nevertheless, Liberty's going to get excellent field position on this possession. So the first punt of the night, and now Liberty will take over. They'll have a short field. Let's see where they put the ball down at. They're going to put the ball down inside the 35 at the 34-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Liberty, and they'll have it at the Westside 34. And really, it's pretty much 1st and 34, Eric, because you know they have to go for everything here.
Yes, right here this is the drive where all or nothing.
So let's see what Liberty will come up with. Because once again, they've really pretty much stuck to this same formation. And it's going to be a direct snap. Here's a running play off the right side. They moved the pile a couple of yards. That was Williams on the carry. Isaac Williams, a 5'7", 162-pound sophomore. So he'll get a couple.
He runs the ball really strong.
Yeah. Not a big guy, but he runs.
That's what I'm saying, but they have some pieces, some parts.
And that's the thing, we talked about Williams at 5'7", not a big guy, but he runs hard. He runs real hard. He's able to get a yard maybe. They'll get the ball to the 33 at Westside.
If you look at the core of the numbers we've been calling tonight, Chris Bowman, number 4, the running back.
Right.
Junior, Riley Marty, Junior, Williams. I have him here as a seniors.
Here is Marty getting to the edge. He'll leap over a player, get the ball down inside the 30, down near the 25, maybe shy of the 25, or maybe at the 25, depending on where they put him down at. I think he's going to get to and bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, nice run. Yep, he's a sophomore, Isaac Williams. I mean, the core that they have coming back. They have a freshman on the line and a sophomore. So a lot to build around.
Yeah, they put him down at the 26-yard line, makes it 3rd down and 2 for Liberty. 10.5 to go in the ball game. Next week we'll see Westside again. Eric will be at Coal City for Westside against Independence. There's a running play once again, and that running plays to Williams, and it looks like he's got enough for a 1st down maybe. Maybe not. Let's see where they put him down at. And I know you're trying to see if we can get an update on Independence and
Bluefield just scored to go up 36-21.
And that might be a dagger there because they've got to think they're probably, if not in the 4th quarter, they're probably headed to the 4th quarter, and that's going to be a 4th down play. It will not be enough for a 1st down. The ball is right at the Westside 25. They're going to need a full yard. They got to get to the 24-yard line on this 4th and 1. And now we've got it blown dead, and we'll have a Liberty timeout. So 9:49 remaining in the ball game. 28-6, the lead for Westside, and I think this is a good timeout, Eric. I tell you why. I think it's important that Liberty finishes this drive with a touchdown.
Yeah, I think so. Moving forward, because they've played a good game, up until this point. They've been in the red zone 2 times to the 5-yard line, and not able to score.
Right.
So this is their.
Well, they've been there 3 times, scored once, and then turn it over on downs the other 2.
I mean, a play here or there, they could have been in the contest.
Well, here's the thing, Midland Trail, and this is nothing against Midland Trail, it's on the road. That's a winnable game for Liberty next week. Then they have a bye week. It'll be tough when they go to James Monroe on October the 20th. And then their last 2 games, a county rivalry, that was shady, and anything could happen there. And then they finish out with Wyoming East on the road. So, they could, after tonight, they could finish 3-1. They go 2-2. You figure they have a shot at Shady, and they should be favored against Wyoming East.
Yeah, we got some finals rolling in.
Right.
Princeton took Greenbrier East to the woodshed, beat them 56-7.
Wow. We'll get into more scores after this 4th down play. 4th and 1 for Liberty out of the timeout. They're going to run the ball right up the middle. That'll move the chains. That's just a straight backyard play right there, snapping the ball to Riley Marty. And you said, look, snap the ball to me and block the guy in front of you, and I'm running right over top of you.
Yeah, and that way they dialed up the right play out of the timeout.
I know you have some more scores.
And as I stated, Bluefield up on Independence 36-21 in the 4th. Fairmont Senior holds on to beat North Marion 54-36.
Wow. More like a basketball score. From the 19, here's a 1st down run that's going to get a yard maybe. I know you got some more scores.
Mingo Central trying to claw back in it, but Scott's really powerful tonight. The Scott leads Mingo Central 43-20 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Mingo Central coming off that big win Independence, but Scott's really good though.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Scott. They have a good running back, good quarterback, and that's what you need to make a championship run.
We're up under 9 minutes for the game, 8:55 and counting. And here's another thing, too, Eric. Liberty looks like there's really no hurry. I think they're more interested in scoring a touchdown, which, like I said, that can give them a little confidence. I think they definitely need to put the ball in the end zone.
Very deliberate.
So here's a running play. Nice move, nice job that time by Riley Marty to make people miss him as he gets the ball down inside the 15, down to the Westside 14.
Now I understand why Riley Marty had that nice big plate of spaghetti pregame meal.
Yeah.
He said he's going to need that energy tonight because he's going to get a lot of touches, and he's been up to the task.
Well, he has. They get the ball down. Actually, they move the ball to the 13-yard line. Got a third down play coming up here from the shotgun formation. Looking to throw. They make the connection. It's picked off down the far sideline and ran out of bounds, and that's a nice defensive play that time by Westside. And let's see who was that picked that ball off. That was Bishop, Braden Bishop on the pick.
Yeah, he read it all the way. Nice pressure on Riley as he throws it, jumps the route. Just a great athletic play right there to turn Liberty back once again in the red zone.
So that's the first turnover of the ball game, and Bishop ran it back out to the 30-yard line, and that's where Westside will take over. 1 second, under 8 minutes for the game, 28-6. It was a very exciting first half. Not to say the second half hasn't been exciting, but we haven't had any scoring. The defense has picked up in the second half. It was a lot of offense in that first half.
Hey, good defensive adjustments by both teams.
So from their own 30-yard line, here's Westside with it.
If you can look at this alignment, you can come up and just throw it to number 9.
And here's a throw. We got a man out there, and it's caught. A beautiful connection down the near sideline, and you mentioned number 9, and that's Runyon, and he's already got 2 receptions for touchdowns already as he comes up with a big 50-50 catch and then a nice run after the catch of Yak as we watch the replay.
Yeah, and the way they were aligned, the safety was so far off of him. He had a running start, good pitch and catch, good awareness by the quarterback on the rollout.
Gets the ball all the way down to the Liberty 28-yard line. And I'll tell you what, that's giving the chain gang a workout. They're making them hustle to run down there and set up at the Raider 28-yard line. The clock will continue to run, 7:40 and counting. Westside leading 28-6. They have a first down at the 28 of Liberty. They're going to do a little running play right up the gut. Got some running room. That's a good hard run that time by Colton Lester. And Lester is 6 foot, only 150 pounds, but he runs much harder than that.
Real tough in between, the tackles.
And they get the ball down inside the 25 to the Liberty 24. Got 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up. And if you're Westside, you don't need to be in any real hurry. There's 22 on the play clock coming up on 7:10 for the game. But Caden Vance has been very efficient here tonight. He's only missed on a couple of throws.
And the ones he's missed on, fingertips.
So second down play, work from the gun. They'll roll the pocket to the near side. Vance looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it, maybe going to run, and he'll fall forward and get to the 21-yard line. He got 3 on the play.
And good pursuit that time by, Liberty, not giving up on the play was the defensive end from the opposite side, Landon Lusk. And, the freshman, we've called his name a couple of times as he comes across to make a tackle.
So from the 21, it'll be a third down coming up for Westside. Like I said, they're in no hurry. They have a 28-6 lead, 18 on the play clock.
Okay, this is the second time they've run this.
This little stacked.
And they've run the option to the opposite side.
And they've got room. They've got room on the edge, and that's the play they're going to run. And this time it's going to be the keeper, and it's going to be a first down. You're right. They had room on the edge.
Second time they've run it. That's where you're taking advantage of
numbers, as you mentioned. Yep. So it's a first down to the Liberty 18 where they'll put it down at. But, yeah, because you had man coverage at the top of the screen, and there was – and I think if Vance, and I think that's what the coaching staff was wanting. If Vance would have pitched it, that might have went for a touchdown.
I think so, because the receiver ran a go, and the corner had to go with him. His back was to the football.
So they have the ball at the 18-yard line of Liberty.
You could run that same play out of this formation.
Yep.
They roll it.
Caden Vance, a little short connection. It's caught in the flat. There's a nice run as he makes one man miss. And coming up with that reception is Braxton Waldron. Waldron, a sophomore, 5'3", 120-pound sophomore.
Hey, getting in on the action. And probably 9 receivers have caught passes in this game.
That's going to get the ball down to the 8-yard line, and that should be enough, and it will be enough for a first down. First and goal for Westside. 5.5 for the game, and Westside trying to put the exclamation point here. They'll run trips here to the near side to the bottom of the screen.
Play call here. What's your play call, Maris?
Well, they've got room to the edge, to the top of the screen. Let's see what they do.
You can run that same option play out of this.
And that's what they're going to do, and it's pitched, and that time Liberty is not ready for it. They get to the edge and get to the touchdown. It looked like Liberty was going to make the play, but they were not able to get a right angle, and Colton Lester had good enough speed, as you called it, Eric, because they had the numbers to get to the edge, into the end zone for a Westside touchdown.
And here on the replay, look, you just make one person miss. That corner has to take a bad angle to get there, and that's just tremendous play calling.
That's a 6-play, 70-yard drive for Westside. And with 5:11 left in the game, if there was any question, I think there's no question anymore, because Westside has extended the lead to 34-6 as they try to tack on the 35th point here from placement. And waiting for the point after. That's a bad snap. And the ball is loose. And the extra point is not even had a chance to make an attempt, and it's no good. So with 5:11 left in the game, your new score is Westside 34, Liberty 6. We'll be right back in 1 minute, or actually a little quicker than 1 minute here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Welcome back to Westside. That was a very efficient, as we've been talking all night, Eric, that was a 6-play, 70-yard drive. And the final 8 yards were ran in that time by Westside, and that was ran in by Westside's Colton Lester. They missed the extra point. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes as good as an ice cold Pepsi, and right now Westside is going to have a lot of blue cans and Pepsi to celebrate, because it's been a very, very efficient, very, as you mentioned, Westside is with the players they have really called a really good game.
And as you stated, I was out of town, didn't get to call that game with you, as the great, I think Bill O'Brien did it with you.
That's correct.
And you told me that they've made tremendous improvement, and that they'll be a tough out for Independence next week.
And here's a return for Liberty, getting the ball across the 40 to the 41. And that is Tolliver on the return for the Raiders. So Liberty, with 5:04 left in the game, down 34-6. And once again, Eric, I think you just want to get in the end zone and kind of maybe take a little momentum with you back to Glenn Daniel. But for Liberty, this is some growing pains, but I think there's better times ahead, because they got a lot of good young football players at Liberty.
Yeah, definitely some growing pains. And the thing that I've seen tonight is there's not a lack of effort out there, correct? Don't you think so?
Right, yeah.
They're not
definitely
laying down by any means.
No.
They're battling.
And they try to run the ball up the middle to nothing there, just no yardage there. Westside has got that clogged Riley Marty. No running room available. They might give him a yard, maybe. And it looks like they will to the 42-yard line.
Looks like Westside's mixing in a few different guys up on that front.
But the thing about it is, Eric, with this style of play, and I know as coaches you have to have the style that best fits the players you have, but it's when you get behind, it makes it really tough, because you got to eat up so much time. Even if, like I said, you got to get big chunk plays out of the run game. And, Westside's got everybody up in the box, and that's why right here, that's why there's just nowhere to go. You're just running up the back of your offensive lineman, because there's no lanes to run through.
Yeah, tough sledding in between the tackles when there's 8 people to block and you only have 5 people trying to block. Well, you have some lead blockers, but the defense is getting a running start at your running back.
So it's going to be 3rd and long. The ball out to the 43-yard line, 3rd and 8 coming up. We're under 4 minutes for the game. We'll have a quick wrap-up in our Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. It's hard to believe, Eric, that we are approaching 10 o'clock, and hard to believe that we're just about 4 minutes away from wrapping up week number 6. And we got a timeout by Liberty. So while we got a timeout, there might be some games that start at 7 that might be going final. Let's see if you've got them.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull them up. Final now is the Fairmont Polar Bears hold on to beat North Marion 54-36. Philip Barber beats Berkeley Springs 56-14. Herbert Hoover final 49-23. Herbert Hoover over Chapmanville. And that's it in the AA ranks. And a bunch of blowouts in the AAA ranks is Martinsburg finishes Musselman off 42-0. It was only 14-0 at halftime. So some halftime adjustments made in that game. Cabell Midland beats Capital 66-6. Roane County, AA number 2, goes to AAA Ripley and beats them 42-6.
Yeah, Roane's very good.
Princeton 56, Greenbrier East 7 final. Spring Mills beats Washington 46-0. Bridgeport beats Brook 49-14 final.
All right, here's out of the timeout. Here's a pass play for Liberty going the ball down the field. It's up for grabs, 50-50 ball. The ball's a little overthrown. They're trying to get it to the receiver out there on the far side. Pass is incomplete, as that was Riley Marty trying to connect downfield with Tolliver. And that'll bring up 4th down, and obviously Liberty will go for it. 3:25 left in the ball game. So we'll see this Westside bunch next Friday night, Eric. And if things don't change at Mitchell Stadium, when we do that game, Independence will be 1 game under 500, and that hadn't been the case in the last 3 years. And they've already lost more games this season than they've lost in the last 2 combined. As now, let's see, Liberty will burn yet another timeout. So the one thing of the scores that you gave, and we were talking about, I've been very impressed with Princeton. I know our stat guy, Chris Ferris, and I have talked a couple times about how we're both really impressed in Princeton, and we'll see Princeton firsthand in a couple of weeks when Princeton takes on Beckley. And regardless of what happens in Beckley, with Beckley next week against Huntington, especially if they were somehow to have a huge upset win at Huntington, that's going to be such a huge game for playoff positioning when Princeton and Beckley play in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I'm looking at next week's schedule. Of course, Woodrow Wilson's on the road in Huntington, but Princeton hosts Hurricane coming off of a bye week. So that's going to be a big one next week as well. 4-1 Hurricane on the road at 5-0 Princeton.
Yep, and that'll be a big game for sure. So coming down to the final 3:25 of this one. And, Westside, I guess the word to use is efficient, because they were, especially in that first half, where they ran 27 plays from scrimmage and had 28 points. So out of the timeout, it'll be 4th down, 4th and 8 coming up for Liberty on their own 43-yard line, 3:25 left in the game. That was Liberty's last timeout. So they'll work from the gun. Marty waiting on the snap. He'll roll the pocket. And looks like it's going to be a run all the way, and it's going to be blown up, and Westside will take over on downs. And Marty looks like he's shaking up a little bit.
Yeah, shaking up. He's taking some pounding, some hits, and a great play from Westside right there. That was Dakota Martin coming in and making the stop.
So let's see if Westside will shuffle in some new players here, Eric, coming down to the final 3:19 of the game. They've got it wrapped up as they'll take over on downs.
No timeouts left for Liberty. So.
Yeah, right, at the Liberty 39. So we'll see if Westside will start sprinkling in some new players, because what a great night for the Westside quarterback, Caden Vance. He threw 3 touchdown passes, the hat trick, and then he ran for another. Kenneth Runyon caught 2 touchdown passes. So from the 39 to Liberty, and they look like they might have a new player into the ball game, a new quarterback into the game, Eric. Let's see if we can figure out who that is. And actually, we don't have a number 11 on our roster. They must have changed jerseys. But they're going to run the ball, so we're going to need the roster. Let's see who we got here. Yeah, they've got the numbers that they had given us.
I was going to say, that's a 32.
What I was getting ready to tell you, Eric, these are the roster we have was what I used in the scrimmage. And these are totally different jerseys than they had. So
there's
maybe
no number 11.
Yeah,
there's
maybe
no 32.
Maybe these jerseys don't match up with the numbers that we were given. So we apologize about that, but we can only give you what we got. And it'll be a second down play. This could be a keeper. The quarterback's got some running room. Got a first down inside the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, into the pylon, and I think he's out shy of the goal line. I don't think he got in, or did he?
No, they're going to mark him at the 1.
We're going to mark him down at the 1 yard line, and we beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen, but we do not have a number 11. Maybe we can find out. Maybe we can find out who number 11 is if I can get Chris Ferris to go down there and find out for us.
Yeah, but he that was a good run right there on that play. He pulled it on the read option and showed some speed, almost getting in the end zone.
Yeah, all the way to the 1 yard line. Let's see. Chris Ferris is pulling it up here for me. It's Walls, Ethan Walls. I don't know if you have an Ethan Walls on your roster, but that's who it is. And
yeah, they have him as 21. He's a
yep, and he'll walk into the end zone for a Westside touchdown. So Walls with the touchdown, and that is a 3-play, 39-yard drive after they stopped Liberty on downs. Walls the final 1 yard for the touchdown, and that'll take the lead to 40-6 with 2:21 left here in the ball game.
And that was all backups for Westside on that series.
Yes. And a short field, which helped. And of course, Walls had the big run that set up the touchdown there from 1 yard. And that's one thing, that little counter with your quarterbacks, that's really tough to defend. A lot of times it's hard to see who's got the ball on those plays.
Oh, Bluefield has really opened it up now. Just had a pick six. It's 43-21 Bluefield. 107 to go in the game.
Yeah, so Independence is going to drop back-to-back games. And they're going to be 2-3, and Westside's going to be 3-2 when we have the game at Coal City next Friday. Here's the point after, and there's a flag on the play, and I don't think that Westside had enough players in, and there's a false start. That's the one thing you think about it, and, as we saw last week, it can even happen on the major college level, not having enough players on the team, the field. But you would think, especially someone, if you don't get a chance to play as much, by gosh, you should know when your time is to be on the field.
And I know what game you're talking about, and I don't understand how that's on the head coach. They go over all these teams. You should know where you're at.
The extra point is good. And with 2:21 left in the game, your new score is Westside 41, Liberty 6. We'll be right back after this short break on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, treasurer.
Game's going on 3 hours.
Yep. 3 plays, 39 yards is the touchdown drive for Westside. Walls 1 yard run. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes good as an ice cold Pepsi. You're right, Eric. You had mentioned that this game is going on almost 3 hours, and one of it is because literally we had a 25-minute halftime.
Yeah, that really, really affected the game, and plus the third quarter. I mean, it flew by, but then there was some passing, in the fourth from Liberty that stopped the clock, and just a lot has gone on.
Well, like I said, we're going to have to reach out to our referee friends and find out what is the actual rule there at halftime, because a lot of places like I said, they put 20 minutes on the clock. Then they had 3 more in tonight's case. After that, it took almost like another 2 minutes to kind of get everybody situated and back out on the field. It was literally almost a 25-minute half. There's a kickoff, Liberty to return it and get the ball back to about the 10-yard line. The ball went sailing over the head of Tolliver, and he went back to get it. So Liberty will have it. They'll have the ball, it looks to be about the 11-yard line, and they'll start this possession. As we're closing in, the clock is now running, and I guess they have agreed to run the clock straight through now. 41-6. So the clock continuing to run. Neither team seems to be in a hurry. They're trying to juggle personnel, and now Westside's going to have to take a timeout because they don't have the right personnel in the field, and now not sure what's going on. Are they going to take it? Seemed like when they called a timeout, they got everybody out there. Now they take another timeout. Or not another one, but actually take the timeout that they originally had. So, I mean, I know you want to play some of your young guys.
We only had 9 people on the field.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, if you're somebody that doesn't get a chance to play when they call your name, you think you would be ready to roll. But this is a nice quality win for Westside, and we'll see Westside again next week when they go on the road. And, of course, Independence, I know that game hasn't gone final, but I guess you could pretty much say the game is final because they were down big with just a minute to go.
Yeah, it was 43-21 Bluefield with 1:07 to go.
So it's the first time that Bluefield will beat Independence because they've played each of the last 2 seasons in the postseason and a regular season game last year, which Independence won all 3 of those.
Yeah, so Independence was going for unheard of 4 straight victories against Bluefield.
And they also had a scrimmage. And by the way, the scrimmage and the 2 postseason games, the regular season games were all at Coal City.
Yeah,
first time that they played at Mitchell Stadium.
Yes.
So Bluefield will keep its playoff hopes alive. They'll win their 2nd game of the year, and Independence is 2-3. And you got to figure Independence probably got to win out. Here's a nice run down the far side for Liberty, a big run, crosses midfield.
Speed.
And this might be a touchdown. It's going to be a Liberty touchdown. I don't see any laundry. Touchdown Liberty. Can you get me the number? Because he was such a blaze, I couldn't see the number.
Yeah, I think that was
you're going to have to tell me who that was so we get the right. Boy, what good speed that was. And we're trying to identify the young man. I don't think that was Williams.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't Isaac Williams.
It's a 23, which we don't have on the Liberty roster.
It was a 20.
20. You got that on the roster?
Let's see. That was Trenton Clay. 5'5", 132-pound sophomore.
That is a 89-yard touchdown run. That's a one-play 89-yard touchdown drive. And they put the points on the wrong side. They've got 47-6. The points are on the wrong side. And the 2-point conversion is good. So now that makes the score 41-12. And the scoreboard is incorrect because the scoreboard has got 49-6. So the scoreboard
14, right?
Well, 14 now. That's correct. It's 12, and then the 2-point conversion.
Yes.
But anyway, the scoreboard has put the score on the wrong side. So it is 41-14 is the score, and we'll be right back after this quick break.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Westside as we're in the final 122 as Clay for Liberty. That was a nice run, an 89-yard touchdown run. And the 2-point conversion is good. And it's 41-14. And could almost bet and be right that we'll have an onside kick. But like I said, Eric, this has been one long game. First they said it was going to kick at 7, then 7:30. And this is almost like an NFL type game coming up here in 20. We're 20 minutes shy of this being a 3-hour game. But hopefully we'll be out here soon with just 122 left in it. And here comes the squib kick, and Westside will get on it, and actually they're going to return it for no yards, and that's where Westside will have the ball.
So all Westside has to do now is kneel it out.
Yeah, all they got to do is there's no timeouts. Actually, they just got to kneel it 2 times, and that's the ball game. So Westside's going to go to 3-2. Liberty is going to go to 1-5. We'll have a 2-minute break at the conclusion of the game, and then come back and have a quick wrap-up in the Pioneer Community game, a post-game show. So 1:14 remaining. We'll see Westside again next week as Westside will be in Coal City to take on the Independence Patriots, and the Patriots will be coming off their 2nd consecutive loss, Eric.
Yeah, and that's unheard of. So in the last 3 years, so Independence will be smarting after these couple of losses. So, and Westside should come in there with some confidence the way they run offense tonight.
And they are running the clock, and it's taking a while for Westside to get their personnel out on the field. And the quarterback's going to keep it. Walls, he's got some running room. Crosses midfield. He's to the Liberty 40. And they run him out of bounds down inside the 20-yard line. And once again, another nice gain by the quarterback, Walls. It gets to the Liberty 19 with 39. They stopped the clock. I don't know why. If you wait on the chain gang, they might get there by Tuesday.
Hey,
they're telling them to hustle, but they're not.
We had this discussion the other night.
Yeah.
Teams can't run plays fast.
Yeah, team. Probably going to have digital on the chain gang before long. Here's a running play. And if you got that rosters, that's going to be a Westside touchdown.
Yeah, and that's going to be 3-0 for Westside.
It's going to be Sean Nash, sophomore.
Nash, another sophomore.
Takes it in from 19 out, and that'll take the score up to 47-14. So rather than just taking a knee, they went down the field and scored. And 10 seconds left. 47-14. And now, once again, they've got to find somebody to get out on the field. They come running late to get out on the field.
And it's the snapper. Play definitely can't start without the snapper.
And the point after with 10 seconds left, trying to make it 48-14. And the kick is up, and it looks good, and it is good. New score is now 48-14 in favor of Westside over Liberty. 10 seconds left. And we'll just keep it here because we're going to be going to a final break and then get into our Pioneer Community Bank post-game show. We appreciate Darren Thomas. He is the athletic director here at Westside. Him and I go way back. We go back 40 years, Eric, to our days at Concord, our days at the Mountain Line.
Mountain Lines.
We got to give the claw.
That's back when it was UCLA.
Yes. I don't know about no university. It was Concord College in my day.
But it turned into it.
Yes. So we appreciate all the help that he got us ready for this. Also, everybody, of course, Chris Ferris, the stat guy, Eric Yu on color, Jackie Moon on camera. Of course, last but certainly not least, the heavy hitter, the guy that makes it all happen, Mr. Nick Eskins. He drove us down here. He got us set up. He tries to make me look smart. I know he has trouble doing it, but he tries, and there's the kickoff. This should be the final play of the game as Liberty's returning it back up over the 35, and that should be it. Your final score is 48-14. We'll take a 2-minute break, come back and get you ready for the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health. We're your medical home.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at masseypowersports.com.